other tournaments in the year, he always does well, but EVO is definitely one where he overperforms, and he's just an impossible opponent to beat.
Yeah, I think a lot of players have hailed him as also one of the most clutch players that we could ask for alongside Punk as well. But again, in this very moment, can he take down another top-end player via Phenom and that Cammy? I'm more so kind of concerned with Phenom. I haven't been able to check out any records of him playing any Blancas, as you had mentioned, right?
Yeah, we asked too, like, who do you prep for with this matchup? And he's like, I don't know. I don't have anybody in EU that I really play this matchup with a ton. Like, there are some, but it's not super common. And he said, here, I had to play the Japanese Blanca players, but they don't play exactly like Mena. So I think he's even worried, you know, pre-prep, right? Like, just thinking about this matchup was hard. Whereas I saw Mena noon this afternoon, he was ushering up Cammy players to his hotel room to get prep and practice. Like, I think he's been ready to go. He's super prepared, I think, for this matchup.
Yeah, and most in regards to strategy, I did talk to Phenom about it. He's like, he's compartmentalizing every bit of Mena RD as he can, just based off of match footage, right? There's going to be certain things in the pocket of his brain that's like, you know what, if Blanca's in this current situation, position-wise, I have to get ready for this option, right? I can't be too specific. I don't know if Mena RD actually has the headset on, so I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say Phenom, he's already got the whole tree of options ready.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some of the characters, and both of them have characters up their sleeves, of course. The scary thing is I feel like Mena has a unique strength as a player. As we hear the crowd getting hyped for the walkout here in our second match of this winner's side. Top 8 here at EVO. Mena RD versus Phenom. Gonna be a banger here, and I'm sure it's gonna be quite the scrap, as Mena just has this unique ability to sense, not only on his own offense, but on his opponent's offense, where the pace of the match is gonna go and how to smother and make the correct choices.
He's already trying to send it. Damn, that hit how long? Excuse me? How many active frames is that bad boy?
I think like 12.
I think Blanca John had something to do with it.
Yeah. You sound like J. Jonah Jameson.
I want pictures of Blanca John right now on my desk.
That's exactly right, as Phenom just getting couple of stray normals, and he's been using that heavy kick in neutral more often. Mena, and there we see the drive rush opener from Phenom trying to find the jab. Corner interaction, and you know, everybody's always scared to pressure Blanca. He's a tough character to deal with because it's up ball, he can jump back and go for the air ball, he can go for back dashes or buttons. He's just got a tricky set of options to deal with.
Yeah, a little bit dry towards the drive gauge now for Phenom. You talked about some of those options. He was actually pretty reluctant at first to kind of think about pressuring Blanca, something we talked about a little bit earlier, but right now, he's looking pretty damn fine, at least within this neutral, within roundhouse range. Doesn't want to get clipped because Blanca has some very extensive normals that can easily counter you or whiff punish. Oh no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Gotta be level 1, you already know it. Securing the first round, absolutely worth the money spent.
And interesting things you're seeing so far. Mena's been hitting a lot of forward medium kick. It's because it low crushes, it beats low. So he's trying to beat the crouching medium kick from Phenom. So I'm surprised, as you see it right there, right? I'm surprised that Phenom hit crouching medium kick actually, because you know that's the exact button Mena's been counterhooking against.
Yeah, he's only within ranges to kind of bait out like a normal thus far from what we've seen, but we do get the OD Blanca ball. Didn't get the continuation we saw, jump medium punch and an attempt at that, but here we go, the overhead a little bit too far out. Exposure on the low. We get the side switch. Phenom applying pressure with the stand medium punch, excuse me, hello. There was back-to-back roundhouses. I just saw a bunch of kicks on the screen. He's trying to control the pace with the heavier normals down to slow Mena RD.
Yeah, and it's a one-hit round now, so Phenom a little bit more passive. Love the jump. It's been a while. Neither of them really committed to that too much. And Mena now playing slow. He's one hit away, so doesn't have to be too active. Just blocks it out, eats the throw. Phenom down a lot of drive gauge now, which makes the next interaction a little bit scarier.
Just about one hit, one touch is all that's needed into a drive rush cancel. They're playing a game of normals, playing a game of chicken a little bit, roundhouse to check a little bit too. The throw comes in from Mena RD. This is the first opening. We got the lightning beast. We don't need the level 3. Let's play a little game. How long can you play defense against the Blanca ball? Burnout is in effect. An attempt at the overhead. Phenom snipes it out immediately with a crouching jab to secure game 1.
Yeah, and once he secured the burnout, I think Phenom was basically like, okay, now it's time for you to go for some new option here as we jump into this second game.
Right back into it. Phenom getting that opener. The counter hit on the forward medium kick.
Yeah, he's been doing that quite a bit. Try to counterpoke against that medium ball in, get the pressure afterwards. Got the back medium kick. And Phenom aggressive again with buttons. There's been a lot of delay timing in Mena's pressure so far, and I think Phenom's getting a little active because of it.
Another timing exposing the low yet again from the low medium kick. A little delay from the Fierce as well. Looking rather dry for Phenom. Mena RD, he knows the objective. There was an attempt at a parry. You saw it, hence the burnout on Phenom's behalf.
Yeah, and Mena went for a delayed button so that parry would lose there. He gets the combo off this as well. And he's not going to spend too much. I would imagine just the doll into pressure, into chipping, an option, plus frames on that. And it's going to be all she wrote in a second here. Love the containment with the jump back ball. Air to air, not an option. Round one goes there to Minna.
Damn, that was a smooth punish counter. Phenom's been doing that all weekend long. Oh boy, OD up ball, you had to do it.
And now we see Minna. I love that he's using these heavy kicks. And look at that, the spaced out forward medium kick. It checks Phenom's reactions. He can get the corner carry here with level 2. And now Phenom in a bad spot, gonna have to deal with the doll at the end of this pressure.
Gonna set up the little fella. Not too much pressure off of that. What a whiff punish on that walk back. And you're actually taking hella damage out of that. The quick 2-round rebuttal from Minna RD.
Yeah, I love the forward medium kicks. Keeping it up in neutral, recognizing that not only is Phenom poking with lows, but he's reacting and trying to whip punish. If you're trying to whip punish, a slow move like forward medium kick is very good to catch me block guard. Double drive rush around start, both trying to take initiative.
I like that. Fast and furious. Drive on in there. No medium kick yet again, this time via counter hit against Minna RD. What's the pressure looking like from Phenom? Damn, he woke up with no medium?
That's what I mean. Minna has such a good read about what to do on his own offense, but what his opponent wants to do on their defense. As he gets the doll set up here, takes the throw, and now Phenom's gonna guess, does he want a parry? Does he want a reversal? And he can strip the drive gauge here with the drive impact. That's what he does. Ignites the doll, cross up, double hop.
Dear God, even the Funko Pop had a little bit of a hop to it too.
Plus on that again, he's plus, and now it's gonna be burnout there. Minna steamrolling, and it makes all these offensive sequences feel worse and worse because now he has level 2. He can pop it here and force some defensive situations for Phenom to deal with as well. And there's the heavy punch, level 2, immediate corner push.
Dude, and chunks of drive gauge just getting shaved off from the side of Phenom. He's gonna be looking so tough. He's forced to block in so many of these occasions, especially while Lightning Beast is active. That snipe from how far?
The reads, man. He's been so right about Phenom's offense, and you can tell Phenom is a little hesitant to go for reversals because he's been blocked a couple of times, and that means that Minna can just back up and wait for buttons or jumps, which is exactly what he went for.
Funny enough, all those exchanges still leading to just about equal in life. Phenom sitting at pretty significant resources. That is a very big pickup. How did you react to the OD dive kick in that speed?
Yeah, and Phenom so passive now. You see, he's a little worried. He just needs one hit, but, you know, Minna's doing a great job whiffing and then counter poking right after anti-air again. He's got level 1 for the kill. He misses, and he gets the pickup anyway, and you know Phenom's kicking himself for that. He's like, oh, he whiffed, I hit a button, I wasn't right, and everything's not coming up his way.
No, if it works, that's just a very, very genius frame kill is what it is. We'll take it to that.
And you gotta be in your own head if you're Phenom here too, because the first game went your way, and then now you're like, oh man, he blocked a couple of DPs, and I was wrong on defense, and he's beating me up in neutral. A lot of things going right for Minna here in this turnaround the last couple of games.
Yeah, and he's making it hurt too. Not even just in regards to like how much damage he's giving to Phenom, but also stripping away all the defensive capabilities that he had as well with the drive gauge.
I heard everybody in the world heard Kabla right there, I think. I'm pretty sure. We all heard it immediately.
Que lo que? That's what I'm talking about.
Forward medium kick again. Phenom thinking about it. He hasn't had a good answer to the heavy kick from Minna either. Hasn't found a whip punish yet.
That back throw.
Ooh. Nice whip punish. And I think that's the game for Phenom here. Somehow he's got to slow it down even more if possible and try to be second. We haven't seen that much from Minna, just raw Blanca ball in neutral too.
Yeah, a little funky too. I was actually kind of curious as to if that was going to be a thing against Phenom thus far, but we'll see how often more that comes up. Again, medium kick. You were just talking about to start it off. Forward medium kick has gotten so much mileage against Phenom, playing against his very reactive nature thus far in this set.
Yeah, I mean, if you whip heavy kicks to Blanca, and Phenom's like, I gotta whip punish that, I gotta be faster. And you see the forward medium kick, you try to be fast, and you get hit. Ooh. That's just how the mid-range works. And look at Minna whipping lights and stuff too to try to fake him out, and then going for a big button afterwards, trying to catch Phenom, trying to whip punish. Ooh. It's that heavy kick, and then right behind it, you know, the forward medium kick's a threat as well, so he's got lots of good stuff to look for here.
Wonder if the big opening comes out from NRD if he ends up spending to level 2 for Lightning Beast, or maybe via block string. If you get the forward throw, a little dry on the gauge, he's going to be dashing up. That's when the Lightning Beast comes out. Not only does he get to apply pressure, back away if need be, but also he gets to regain drive gauge. That's a counter hit, that's an extension, and that's the up ball. Looking at match point.
Just like that. I love that he baited right after. Like, he hasn't gone for a lot of bait so far, and then immediately goes for the Blanca ball. Double drive rush at the round start again. And look at the passive play from Phenom on Minna's offense. You know he's so worried about reversals, just like that, right? He's worried about jump back ball. Nice poking with the medium punches. And there's the slide. The first one of the set. Phenom has such a tall task in dealing with all these options.
Everything is just stacking up against Phenom at this moment. NRD now bring him to the corner. Blanca ball to close the gap. Roundhouse does get punished, but nothing big, too big out of it. There could have been a low medium kick, perhaps, at that range.
And Phenom's whip punishment has been excellent on a lot of normals, but it's so tough to contain and control all of the options that Blanca can represent. There's a throw again. No DPOS from Phenom twice in a row now, too.
Does get an opening. Does get the forward throw. What are you going to do to pursue? Fierce into the cancel. Now another throw.
Yeah, that just means that he's low on drive gauge now, which means the level 2 for Mena as well. Extra scary. Oh, he goes for it. He risks it all, and that's going to be the set. You can tell that the mid-range from Mena forced him onto that option, and now he's headed to the winner's side of our winners finals with the rematch against the man he played in EVO Japan Grand Finals, Kakadu.
I grabbed your shoulder immediately after that sentence. I was like, dear God, this is going to be one hell of a banger. Getting another rematch between those two Titans on the winner's final is absolutely insane. But again, Phenom still has a very, very good chance going into the loser's bracket regardless. Again, he's been looking absolutely sharp. No doubt in my mind he's going to try to continue to press on. But there's still so many people that could possibly give him the biggest challenge of his life on top of NRD.
Right, and it's looking a lot like 2023 for this game when we had EVO here, right? We see the Mana Blanca on this stage. We're seeing, obviously, Kakadu on the JP. And historically, I think that that kind of a matchup is good for Mena, right? Because he's so good at, reading the rhythm of the game and how people want to play. But Kakadu looks unhittable. He looks like the, offense doesn't work in this game, so who can say?
Even if you do try to hit him, who's to say he's not going to perfect parry you? His percentage has been mad high thus far. But as you can see it, Kakadu versus Mena RD. If you're a Street Fighter fan, you got to be going out of your seat and going nuts for that, just seeing this bracket, right?
Yeah, are we going to get the stare down again between Kakadu and Mena on the stage? Might just happen as we see our loser side of the bracket, which is going to be coming up next, of course, Xiaohai versus Lashar. Mickey versus Angry Birds. Some veterans and some newcomers, some young guns in both of those, so can't wait to see it. It's going to be some excellent stuff. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying all of our matches so far. That's our winner side of the bracket. We're going to take a short break and be back with loser side of Street Fighter 6 Top 8 here at Evolution 2025 in just a little bit.
This is the best Chipotle order.
I would like a bowl.
Triple wrap.
Mild, medium, hot.
Then dip it in here.
Sour cream inside the vinaigrette.
2 tortillas. If you know, you know.
Lettuce, cheese, guac.
Yes.
Oh, that is good.
PlayStation.
Those who have lost their lives will never return. Nothing can bring them back. So where we going, old man?
A hotbed for demons. The entertainment district.
We've killed off anyone who's ever crossed us. Anyone who's ever slighted us. We're going to slash through your gullets. Just like we did to all who came before you.
Sunglasses in the day, blue light glasses for the gaming at night. Zenny's got affordable eyewear for everyone. Vibe and style while protecting your eyes. EVO sunglasses, available now.
Right back into it, the top 8 of Street Fighter 6 here at EVO 2025, Las Vegas, Nevada. Make some noise!
We're excited to see all your lovely faces, of course, and we have another banger matchup coming up right now. 2 SNK legends, actually. 2 players who are very familiar. Obviously, if you've seen the King of Fighters gameplay before, and it's going to be a good one to see. Especially, I'm so impressed with how Xiaohai got here. Imagine, he's fighting for Fatal Fury Top 8.
That's right.
He gets 9th place at EVO. Tough, right? If you're Xiaohai, who is like, he's supposed to win. He's the GOAT, right? Like, we love that guy. He's the GOAT. He has to come over to the Street Fighter stage and back-to-back fight for qualifying for EVO Top 8. And here he is. Like, he had to play him back-to-back. And even they were like, you want a little break in between? And Xiaohai was like, let me at him, dude. I need to get into a top 8 this weekend.
Yeah, we did happen to catch him on stream, I do believe, during day number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Had to face off against Torimeshi. I'm not going to spoil exactly the entire path that he's had. It was a little bit of a rough shot. There was just one moment where he had missed time, one of his supers, to actually catch Torimeshi on the way down. We could have seen an entirely different timeline if Xiaohai had landed that. So you know that's definitely going to be fueling him. He's very emotionally fueled. He doesn't necessarily show it, but he definitely feels it, and he definitely shows it off on the next weary opponent, which is really unfortunate. On the other side, though, this is actually kind of crazy. Lashar, back-to-back champions in the CPT via Combo Breaker and CEO. And as you had mentioned, he took a little bit of a break, but here he is right now again in tip-top shape. However, I guess that's kind of like loaded to say tip-top shape because he's currently in the loser side against Xiaohai. And I thought it was mad ironic that Xiaohai still has to face more Fatal Fury characters, potentially.
He's going to pull up with Mai or Terry, and he's like, don't remind me, bro. I don't want to see this. They're just like, they're standing outside his window with the stereo, just waiting for him. But we're going to take a look at their path to victory. How do they made it here? Presented by White Claw Zero Proof, of course. And we see Xiaohai going to loser side to Torimeshi. Afterwards, he goes and fights for his life in Fatal Fury, comes back and beats Shudo, Duel Kevin, and Itabashi Zangief to qualify for this top 8. And he's got some tough opponents right before that, right? Dogra and Noah back-to-back in that round 3.
Kind of wild looking at the stats coming up as well from the side of Lashar. A little bit of poetic justice when you take a look at how he's gotten here in his victory path. But again, Xiaohai being so competitive, he's definitely going to give Lashar a run for his money. Just taking a look at it right now. He had Young Goki, Cali representative, I like that, but also Aqua, VX Bao, down to Phenom, and then had to face off against DCQ, Pugera, and Punk. Back to back.
Yeah, these are all close stats too, scrappy ones. I mean, that's why our EVO champion, Punk, 9th place this EVO after really good runs in the last 2 years, obviously top 8 and then winning, barely going down to Lashar in a banger of a match. If you didn't see that one, definitely recommend checking it out. And Lashar, I think for a lot of people's mind, one of the best, if not the best Street Fighter 6 players, but it's weird to say given that he won CEO and CB, but he kind of underperforms at tournaments, which is weird because you're like, didn't he just win 2 big majors? But things like Capcom Cup and EVO and stuff, I sort of expect him to get the big ones, and he's just not quite there. I think his perfect playstyle is very hard to do at a high level for so long, so I always love to see success from him. He's such a fun player to watch, and I'm curious which of his 3 characters he's going to lock in against Xiaohai, and Xiaohai's 3 characters that he could lock in, you know?
I'm very scared to see who they actually pick up next, to be honest with you. They are locked and loaded on the stage. Everybody waiting to see the big throwdown. Again, in top 8, there's definitely going to be no slouching. Xiaohai versus Lashar on the screen, on the stage right now. It's just a matter of what character is chosen. Taking a look at from Xiaohai and his current record, he's been mad consistent with the Bison all throughout the weekend thus far. It's at least what I've seen.
Yeah, and I've seen him play some Mai as well. It's another character that I saw him lock in. And his whip punishment, particularly in the Itabashi set, was next level. You see the crowd out there. What's up, everybody here at EVO? Hopefully you've been enjoying your time so far in this crowd. We have Street Fighter action, narrowing it down all the way from 4,000 plus players to our top 8.
That's crazy. Ed was on the screen. You see Terry in the back. He's just like, nah, man. He was just shaking his head. He's like, what are you doing, man?
He's like, I don't need that. I got to get out of here, of course. It's going to be a good one. A banger of a match. Curious about what characters they both lock in. And I have no spoiler. I don't know who they're playing on the stage yet. We'll have to see when we swap over to it. But it should be a good one. Thanks to all of you for sticking with us here on this late night for some Street Fighter action. Our 3rd year at EVO, and this crowd is packed. How's everybody doing out there? You guys feeling good?
All the seats right here on the floor, absolutely packed. Absolutely insane. I'm kind of curious, for all of you out there, how many of you guys just been to EVO for the very first time? Let me know. Let me hear that real quick. Hold up. Let me see. Is your first EVO? Welcome to the family, y'all.
There's a lot of people out there. Every year, I'm so surprised how many people it is their first year. Hopefully, we catch you back here next year. And every year for some EVO action. He's got the Quam box.
The Quan box?
The Quam box, yeah.
Jesus.
Quamba was making the Quam box. Oh, this is a gamer box, it looks like, instead. But everybody's been using this lately. The theory is people stare at your hands, and you get knocked down, you see them mashing, you know they're going to wake up super or DP or whatever it's going to be, right? So people try to hide their inputs so that when you're playing side by side like this, people don't know what you're up to.
Damn, he's got maximum coverage. Look at the flaps on that bad boy, dude. He's covering the elbows, too.
You can't even see his elbows, brother. You don't even know what's going on under the hood. That's the idea.
That's
you
the funniest thing, actually. For someone just tuning in right at that moment, they're like, is his hands connected to the stick? What is this peripheral?
That's what I'm saying, of course. What up, everybody in the crowd out there? Hopefully you're feeling well. We're going to see between these two who is the true king of fighters. Yo, Snapple?
I like that. Bio Billy Bones? That's my guy right there. We are going to get locked in very soon. Xiaohai versus Lashar. This is elimination time. This is round one of loser's bracket.
Yo, I recognize that flag back there. He's getting hype.
He heard you.
Gonna be a sick match between these two. Excited to see it. Xiaohai and Lashar, really, really strong players. SNK background, obviously, very good at this game as well. And it looks like the buttons are getting checked. They're locked and loaded. Xiaohai unrolled, and the Autobots, they rolled out, so he's got his box ready to go. Yeah. Bro, how good of a henchman name is Starscream?
I don't know. That sounds pretty beefy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sounds pretty OD. I'm not gonna lie to you. Looking at the screen, we do see Mai locked in, at least on the player one side. That might be Xiaohai's choice. Ed, possibly being the choice for the side of Lashar. Or we're gonna get the Mai mirror. The fans seem pretty happy about it. No pun intended.
You see Xiaohai lean in like you're gonna play that against me. He's like, you're gonna dare pick a King of Fighters character against me, a Fatal Fury character against me. Mai versus Mai, our match here. A very strong character and a very common character. Very different styles though. Lashar, whiff punish, hit confirms, reactions, defense. Xiaohai, a much more active player, right? He's gonna pull up and use his reactions and just general fighting game comfort ability to beat you up.
We got the beast thing already to the corner. Xiaohai trying to fish with a low medium. Lashar actually retorted with the exact same normal, but the pressure's going to be a little bit too much thus far. Xiaohai still in control. The Fierce trying to check the movement from Lashar just in case. Ooh, opening down below. Another killer beast thing. Get off me, Ryuenji.
Getting some space. The perfect pair of Riembu after trying to beat it. Type kick. He's looking to beat the anti-air, and Xiaohai does not bite. Okay.
Level one. We do get an install and a little bit more pressure to escape and create some space for Lashar.
Backing up. Red versus blue here. Xiaohai giving a little bit of space now that he has this life lead here. Finds the low hit, and he's almost out of the enhanced fans. Reversal from Xiaohai.
Tried to check the drive rush, a little bit too late. Damn, what a time to bust out that OD uppercut. That was actually round changing if Lashar had blocked.
Back to back too, and that sends a message early if you're just down to send it on the first two interactions. Again, offense from Xiaohai. He's more likely to act first, throw these fans, EX fans. Wow.
Damn, he just counts for both of them, huh?
You want to do that? What a hit confirm there from Lashar. He wants to do that there because he was worried about the fan, I think, was the idea. Nice.
A lot of fans. Just enough space to get that punish counter. Now, level one, yet again, Kaguya no Mai.
That's correct, man. He challenges.
He's still going to be so locked down. What a time to throw that low medium kick. Actually, a counter hit against Lashar. Still got a lot of life left. Trying to knock on the door with the lights. Instead, rewarded with the back throw from Xiaohai. And a forward throw now.
Drive rushes in for another one. He's one bait away from killing here. I mean, he's got lots of meter critical art on deck. Lashar trying to block it out and be safe. This relentless presser from Xiaohai here. Back to the corner, one guess away.
Oh, what a delay. And still gets the throw. Just enough, Lashar. Still keeping the pressure on with some of the throws too. Mixing a little bit of the drive rush, delayed normals as well.
Look at that round star charge fan. Xiaohai, no fear. Lashar playing so passive by comparison.
Another one. Checking the lows a little bit, knocking on the door.
Whiff
That's a
punish.
perfect whiff punish within that range. To be fair, medium punch goes mad far.
Yeah. Oh, what a throw bait. This is going to be huge damage. Level 2 at the end of this should be enough. Look at that. The 2-tap from Xiaohai in our game 1.
He gave him a fair warning. He looked right at him right before the game started.
He's like, are you sure you want to lock this in, buddy boy? Where I come from, no one beats me in this. Back to character select. Lashar having a think. Buttons correct. Ed?
Oh.
The old flame?
He might have to, specifically for this matchup, with how passive he's been playing. I think the flickers actually might be able to check Xiaohai at certain ranges, kind of keep him at bay, at least slow down the pace to prevent him from getting cornered so easily.
Yeah. That's one thing about this matchup is that Ed's fireballs, his projectiles and flickers mean that you can't throw fans for free, but he just pulls up and catches them low. Normally, Lashar is the king of getting a lot from a little, but so far he hasn't really been able to make that a factor. Xiaohai just kind of being aggressive and picking him apart.
But I think Ed does a pretty good job of that, at least trying to tone down the pace, at least for the mid-screen, but under pressure, a little bit difficult, right? His defense options just slightly lackluster, only being able to do ODDP, but it's not active until like double digits, right? So it's not going to be a real, instant escape option.
Yeah, Xiaohai, he's doing a lot, and Lashar is not having a good time slowing him down so far. Just look at this, like he's getting perfect parries, but Xiaohai just pulls up, too ready, too prepared, too offensive. Lashar not being able to match this pace.
Flicker for the first time, check the chin.
Drive rush pressure looking in, and that semi to punch not plus, so Lashar just blocks after, which means Xiaohai takes his turn to get out of the corner.
Beautiful.
DP ender, he did not go for the X blitz into a level 2 combo or anything. Didn't need to spend it, he felt like it. And now instead, we gotta deal with fan pressure in the corner. He's given plus on block cancels into projectiles, and he jabs out. He does not bite. Oh, expensive. That was very expensive from Lashar. Shin Dream.
We get the single bounce. We're going corner to corner. Look at the damage on that.
Trade on that, and he gets the counter hit pickup stand like crouching like kick. Medium DP as Lashar. He may have been gone for a bit, but he didn't forget how to dream.
That's bars, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty neat.
That's what he does. Level 3 early, and that's going to be a bad one for Lashar. He's not going to have access to a lot of drive gauge here, so he's going to have to make a tough decision about how to get out of the spot.
Goes to burn out immediately with the fierce. A little delay on that, actually, on the held down button.
Tech throw. He built
That's
so much meter. He has so much bar. Look at that. Lashar now all kinds of offense. He's got drive gauge to work with. Xiaohai not a lot. Misses the whip punish. Oh, that could have been punish counter. It would have been way worse. Instead, now Lashar on the prowl. He's got meter to work with. Drive gauge advantage. The life bar is going to be tough. He escapes. Kill rushes away.
1-2, drive rush on in there. A little bit of an earlier fierce than intended, or at least than expected, I should say.
He's going to keep holding these flickers because he has level 3 to cancel into. So he's waiting for Xiaohai to go for a drive impact.
Just about the range where he can't really throw these fans. It's so difficult. Lashar, you know he's on the prowl. OD version, that's a lot safer.
Oh, the delayed front throw from Lashar. You saw him block real quick right before. Flickers and flickers. The DP's ready in time. One guess away. Drive rushes in. He can make this happen. Lashar's more than capable. He went for the big read. And Xiaohai blocks it out correctly. So long on that. He doesn't bite. And this is what I mean. Instant rematch from Lashar. Doesn't even take a second to think.
It's like PTSD from Street Fighter 5, man.
Yeah, the ending walker.
Yeah, dude. The very last second trying to catch a button with the OD uppercut from Lashar. High risk. Very, very high risk.
Yeah, and it could have been the round. Instead, Xiaohai now all kinds of advantage. And you could just feel that this entire set, he has too much kind of presence on the screen. You can tell Lashar just not matching the way he's controlling space.
Coach Perry on the fans. Lashar mistiming his own jump in anticipation for the fan. Xiaohai holding it just a little bit longer. Forward throw.
Nothing there from Lashar on defense, just blocking it out.
To the side from Lashar. Damn, the fan's still putting in work even in the corner at that range.
Okay, chance now. Lashar on all kinds of offense. He's got drive gauge and meter to work with.
Oh
There's
my
the whip punish.
God! The big duck to the chin, off of the fierce. Let the ball rock. Give me that. Kill rush forward, delayed upper. Still had another chance to do an uppercut, but either way, luckily enough for Lashar, that's one round on the board. He's trying to stay alive. DI, not in time.
Oh, Xiaohai, no rebuttal. That's going to be big. Can go for another drive rush for the extension. DP at the end. Good starter from Lashar. Here's he baits the throw.
Damn, look at the damage.
New combo on this as well. This is a safe jump ender. Goes to the safe jump, takes the tick throw. Lashar, signs of life here. First time in this set, Xiaohai's been in trouble.
Look at the killer bee sting, dash on up, delayed back throw now. Xiaohai sends out a fan, sends out a message. Lashar not ready to respond just yet. Another throw. A lot of mixed signals coming in from Xiaohai. And the overhead to delay it ever so slightly in case a wake-up button came out. And the throw bait right back after. That's kind of dangerous right now for Lashar where he's at. The big opener on the counter hit. He stays
win there. Lashar fighting back. And you know, something about him normally is I feel like when he goes down in sets like this, it kind of just looks like, well, you know, Lashar might not be on it today. He's not on a heater, right? But fighting back and playing that round really well. I like that he got more active. He's playing the game more. He's not just playing passive. He's trying to be active.
The field goal is good. Lashar actually calling out the fans correctly this time. He tried DI in that previous round, just a little bit too late.
Yeah, and I like the DI attempt. He went for a harder combo there, missed the charge flicker. What happens when you play 3 characters and you're, you know, juggling all 3 of them? It's difficult to get every hit confirm, every situational combo correct.
Surely.
Big jump.
And the corner carry as well. Being able to cover that jump, at least with a jab, it's totally fine. At least for Lashar, I should say. Now he gets control. He gets that forward throw, and wow. Xiaohai just immediately responding with an OD uppercut, not feeling the pressure from Lashar.
Wow. Anti-air crushing medium kick too. And Lashar, he can get single hit confirm into OD blitz in a level 2 here, which is big, and he sees the drive rush. What's the confirm here? Oh, he missed! Huge drop! He's got level 2 for the kill! Oh my, the heartbreaker from Lashar, and now set point for Xiaohai.
This might be a little bit of a problem.
All that meter gone too. That was the winner from Lashar, but again, his head's not as sharp. He hasn't been playing this character as much.
Just a couple of the lights. Ryu Wenbu can get a punish counter, bring her back down to earth for the side switch, the big exchange. No.
Doesn't get a trade combo there either. Has the corner, no whip punish. He's having trouble here. There's the EX fan, backs it up. Passive play. Charge flicker doesn't reach the hurt box of Mai there though.
Trying to figure it out. Xiaohai now trying to get antsy with that jump. Lashar still ready with the anti-air. Xiaohai trying to that approach again.
What a combo there. The situational awareness from Lashar. Jump back jab for the anti-air just in case there's a dive kick.
We're seeing a lot more of the spark fireball option coming in from Lashar, right? To suppress Xiaohai from even trying to go for the fans more often in that range. Damn! Superman punch to the grill!
Force burnout here as well. Instead takes the throw. Xiaohai in a bad spot. Oh,
what was that?
Missed there from Lashar. And now a chance. He backdashes and he gets the punish. Staying alive.
Was that an attempt at a spark for a meaty spark?
Not sure. Oh, I thought it was a flicker, so it was a light kick.
Possibly.
Man. Oh, and the punish. Xiaohai gets the corner here. He just takes the level 1. Getting the resources here. And what a sweep, too.
Oh, yes. You must definitely take that up for Xiaohai.
Wow, the whip punish. EX Ryunbu hit confirmed. Didn't go for anything after, though.
Now putting himself into the corner of Xiaohai with that jump. Lashar, how do you keep Xiaohai contained? You got buffed fans, too, to worry about.
But we double parried that, too. Oh, and the hit confirmed. The delay cancel. He's trying to Shin Dream on the EVO stage, and he hits it. Dash forward, heavy punch. Pulls up, double dash for the ender. One guess away, and Lashar is correct. He ties up the set 2 apiece.
The crowd absolutely involved, absolutely erupting for that finish coming in from Lashar. I love everybody coming together to see the Shin Dream bounces. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Huge improvement from last year. You guys are doing great. I like that.
We all seen it so many times now. We're used to this Ed combo. We're like, all right, another day in the office. We're back into our final game between these two here. Loser side of Evolution. Loser's going to be going home in 7th place. There's the reversal. Lashar getting active.
I love that. Good call out. Punish counter, trying to get the flicker to nullify that fan, but not in time. Actually, a little bit too close for comfort. Xiaohai overhead successfully blocked from Lashar. How do you get out? Fears to check the movement.
He's fighting out with the whip punish. Xiaohai spacing excellent there, and he's going to get the level 1. Low drive gauge for Lashar as well, and now he's going to be on burnout on the next hit. And there's the EXDP. Just anything to keep himself alive.
Oh no!
So tough.
In there.
Yeah, how do you see that one? There's just colors everywhere. Tough to see. Xiaohai once again on set point.
Very deep uppercut. Lashar, killer rushing through, does get the forward throw.
A lot of corner push and knockdown on this. Doesn't go for the drive rush, but Xiaohai, excellent position here in the corner, and it's not in time. What's the combo opportunity here? Double dash. She's going to strip some drive gauge here with the level 1. Lashar's got to make some tough decisions on defense, and he's wrong, but he's apparently alive. Xiaohai with the mistake, but tough spot. How does he survive?
Chip is imminent. If Lashar continues to back away, he does get an opportunity for the flicker counter hit. Nothing behind it that's super big just yet. But that's the one we were looking for, baby. We were talking about the big conversion. This is the critical art. But more importantly, he's out of burnout and he's in control.
And He steals a burnout from Xiaohai, who's got to deal with Ed with no drive gauge. The reaction of the young man himself, Xiaohai, eliminating Lashar in a 3-2 nail-biter, just like that.
You can't be upset at that. You genuinely cannot be upset at that. To try it in that exact moment, Xiaohai, he was just too ready.
He's too prepared. He's a young man in nickname and in reaction time. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all make some noise for our first eliminated player here, Lashar? 7th place here at Evolution, and Xiaohai starting the march. A long journey through this loser's bracket for him, even before this top 8 began. Can he do it again through the loser side, all the way through these killers?
That is quite the task at hand. I'll tell you what, when we take a look at the bracket later, but now it sets us up nicely for what's to come on the loser side. Even further, we got Mickey versus Angry Bird. That's going to be kind of wild, only because I will say, I feel like not a lot of people have been introduced to Mickey just yet, right?
Yeah, really young player, obviously from Hong Kong. First time here out at EVO and in the top 8 of this bracket. Incredible stuff. And he's a young player who plays very defensive, very footsie-oriented, slow play, which is really surprising, I think, generally, right, for a player of that age. But what a banger set between these two, Lashar and Xiaohai. SNK Legends fighting here to see who's the real king of fighters. And it's Xiaohai in the end with an incredibly impressive performance. 3-2 over Lashar. 6 set between those two.
And you weren't kidding either. In regards to what you had prefaced it with, you were talking about the amount of control that Lashar was trying to look for, a reactionary playstyle, which is why he kind of picked Ed after the Mai hadn't worked out. Xiaohai's activity on offense was just too much to handle in the mirror match. But I guess the objective right now, or at least the objective at that point, Lashar wasn't able to get it fully through up until way later. So when you think about it, it's like, what would have happened if Ed was the initial pick?
That's what you gotta guess, right? That's the thing. And this combo all the way. Lovely to see it, of course. And thanks to the replay, which is presented by PlayStation Tournaments, of course. Awesome to see that we get some extra stuff. And it's cool to see even in these moments, you know, the clutch plays from players like that. Like Xiaohai is he's just dead if he's not right. And he's reaction time, excellent stuff, of course. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that. And we're ready for our other loser side of the bracket to see who's going to be our next eliminated player and narrow down that top 8 to the 6 players who will be in our top 6 of here at EVO.
So again, if this is your first time seeing either of these players, we talked a little bit about Mick and his character choices, right? Cammy has been on the screen a handful of times on the stream as well. At least Mai also has been the choice for him, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of characters from him, of course. We have our White Claw Zero Proof Path to Victory, how they made it here. And Mickey, the young man, beat a lot of really strong players here, as you can see earlier on. Took a loss to Shine right outside of pools, and Shine had that deep run. He was in winner side top 24 where he lost to Kakadu for the first time. Beats JP King, Smooth King, and then 2 kings back-to-back. Adrian Riven, Challenger League of Legends player, 2200 MR Ken, very strong player.
Damn.
Hope, VX Bow, Taco, Shine in a revenge match, Ending Walker, and then Tori Meshi, the GOAT Dawson.
That is quite impressive. I did happen to catch that on day 1. I feel like between Mickey and Shine, that was actually very, very impressive to see the kind of stop that Shine had with that Kimberly. But let's move on over to Angry Bird just a little bit, right? This is insane. Man, shout out to Filipino Man in round 2. He took him down 2-0. Then Ugong right after 2-1. Tony Shui 2-0. Punk, actually.
Beats him there, yeah. And then he had those matches, Moke, Yamaguchi, Momochi. 3 of Japan's finest, back to back to back.
I'm still floored that we had that in the top 96 between Angry Bird and Punk.
Yeah, 2 EVO champions fighting that early in the bracket. But there's something different about Angry Bird at EVO. You know, his results throughout the year, he says that this kind of a format where he just fights all day long and he has to qualify from out of pools to top 8, that second day of EVO, that's where he thrives. He's like, I play well in that day and I need to fight all day that day. If I've got that spark, that fire in me, I can do it. When it's split up over 3 days and top 24s in the 3rd day, it's harder for me here as we're jumping in to loser's side of the bracket here. Mickey and Angry Bird. This is a young man on the right side of the screen, you know, born 2008, 2009.
That is actually a wild statistic to hear, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, one of those years is my memory serving me correctly. Really, really young player. I remember hearing about him 2 years ago when CPT just started. Really strong player. And in the top 8 of an event like EVO up against the veteran, an EVO champion, who's found the light punch and light kick buttons on his controller.
Yeah, mapped out or not, he's still going to go into it, right? No macros for him, I'll tell you what. Mickey trying to come back from that onslaught of throws. And this is actually a great start. Or a great rebuttal, I should say.
Oh,
what a reaction! That was, oh no, the option, like, you're right, actually. That makes a lot more sense. I was about to say, like, there's no way There's absolutely no way that was really action.
I mean, he's young enough to do it, though. Definitely can. Angry Bird, look at that. The way he plays, I'm always so impressed. He's such an aggressive player. He's so consistently confident in his own decisions. And that's one thing I really like about him. He doesn't take time. He's like, I know the correct thing as we see Hooligan in action.
You get a couple of jabs on the way out as well. Angry Bird delaying the throw after the drive rush. Charge fireball to get himself in as well. Mickey not looking too bad though. I mean, he's kept his drive gauge pretty stable. A couple of parries on the way in. Yeah, I like that. Uppercut to track the demon right now. Flip him a little bit up the Hooligan.
Wait, didn't put the level 3, which is what he was looking for. He woke up with the raging demon, and Mickey just throws him out of it.
It was actually kind of wild because off of the initial spiral arrow, he was just 1 pixel away from getting that level 3.
Wow, raw overhead and mid-range there from Angry Bird as well. Looking for that a couple of times so far. Yeah, just going for it once again.
Trying to test the ranges out. Yeah, forward fear is definitely one of the better normals to kind of check from way further out. We do get the forward throw.
Trying to bait an anti-air there as Angry Bird. He went for the early demon flip chop, and Mickey does not bite. At that time, no anti-air because of it. So Angry Bird changing up these air approach options, trying to throw him off.
Considering these plus after that, he's able to get a strike throw mix if need be. The spin knuckle immediately after the drive rush to possibly check Angry Bird.
Way he walks up too. Angry Bird very good at using Akuma walk speed to dance in and out of those ranges, just like that.
Oh, forward fierce yet again. Charging the fireball. Forward medium kick to keep Mickey in place. You can't go airborne in front of him. He's been mad consistent. Back to back up cuts against the demon ray from Angry Bird. Overhead does connect. A full conversion. Lights out off of that single interaction. Round 1, game 2. Going into game 2 for Angry Bird.
Yeah, and that reset there really sealed the deal. I meant that he got to kill without spinning extra meter there. What a dive kick over the low medium kick from Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey's been rather grounded, right? We haven't seen him. Well, let me rephrase in just a bit. We haven't seen the dive kick option as often. We've seen a lot more hooligans thus far.
Right. And so far, yeah, the approach has been from Angry Bird in a lot of these interactions. He's the one getting active first. Mickey playing passive. He's the defender here in a lot of these interactions.
Oh.
Whoa, scary. Angry Bird and burnout now. Mickey, if he gets space, it's going to be tough for Angry Bird to get this round. He does have a level 3 on deck, though, and any of these hit confirms could do it.
Shaman with the drive gauge, just trying to keep the pace. Also from Angry Bird.
He is fighting in this burnout, and that's going to be a had a chance. 9,000 life is the deal breaker here, I believe, for Angry Bird. And yet he had that hit confirm punish counter, crushing medium punch, stand heavy punch. Didn't quite reach, and so Mickey getting the round.
It was just before Angry Bird got back into his drive gauge. Literally a pixel away from getting out of the grave.
Ooh, rebuttal. Mickey recognized that Angry Bird's been taking some walking, some space, and yeah, he's getting active, preemptively swinging into these spaces where Angry Bird's been sticking out some floor options. The dive kick beats it.
That was such an awkward angle. That was the roundhouse uppercut, if I'm not mistaken. In that angle? Oh!
T.I. parried it. Didn't get a perfect parry or anything, but still, good result there from Mickey. He jumps in, no anti-air. He catches the jump. He's got level 1 available at the end of this. Doesn't even need it, but he spends it anyway. Quick like that. 2-0 for the young man here in top 8.
Can you repeat that stat real quick? 2-0, you say? That is phenomenal.
He looks so locked in, unfazed on this stage. Angry Bird shoots him a glance to see what he's up to, and there's no bite. Mickey just like, he looks so confident for someone who's not played on this stage before.
It's just another day, man. Some of the younger generation just built different. I'll tell you what, man, we have a plethora of that all over the world. With Mickey right now on the world stage, proving how much of a competitor he really is. Low medium kick, that was a counter hit. A little bit of a string, actually confusing Angry Bird, not knowing when he's even allowed to act. Mickey's been keeping it real tight, crouching heavy punch to keep him grounded. Now we get the whiff punish. Level 1's got to be coming in, doesn't even need it. He went all the way through spending his drive gauge. Let me fix my face. This guy is calculated.
Look at that, just set point already over the EVO champion for the first year of this game, and he lands minus, perfect parry, and now the corner. Angry Bird low on drive gauge, feels like he's low on options here. Although that tech builds him a lot in the air-to-air. I love that adaptation, knowing that the demon flip over was coming. Oh man, 2 in a row, Angry Bird. He's in trouble here. Catches the backdash. He has level 2 available. What's the meter dump at the end of this? Is it enough to kill is the question. Not enough. With that round, he makes the throw, and Mickey, the clean perfect, the 3-0 our Evolution 2023 Street Fighter 6 champion, and it's another day in the office for someone not even old enough to work in one.
This guy is locked the hell in. I will tell you what, that was such a smooth round. Everything went in Mickey's favor, especially towards that end, knowing full well he didn't need to dump out the meter. He knew it wouldn't have killed. Just played it nice and cool, waited for that punish counter. But I gotta say, man, still, big fan of Angry Bird. I know you guys are as well. Let's give it up one more time for Angry Bird.
Evolution 2023 EVO champion. Incredible competitor, 3 straight years he's been in this top 8. That consistency is very impressive, and I'm sure we'll see him more and more with all the great tournaments coming up this year as well. As Mickey's marching on with that quam box, folded it all up, he's ready to go up there on that stage. Incredibly impressive run from him so far, and that sets up our top 6 here at EVO now. So we have our loser side of the bracket and our winners finals squared away.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to see it, man. It's such a heartbreaker to see some of our favorites as we've been watching them year after year after year ago, but that's just the nature of competition. Now it gives birth to even newer players, players you've never been familiar with as they progress. Honestly, Mickey, I'm a fan, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, of course. Excellent performance from him so far. Everything I've seen from him is super, super sick so far. We have more Street Fighter action for all of you at home, of course. But there's going to be a burrito meter during the break, which I'm sure you're all very excited about. So the crowd's beginning higher here for Chipotle. If you spam emotes in the chat, you can win yourself some free food, okay? So make sure you spam those emotes in the chat. Pick your favorite one that you have from your favorite streamer and let us all know that it's going to pop up on the screen. Take a short break. We'll be back with more Street Fighter 6 Top 8 here at Evolution in just a little bit.
Look, who's hungry? We're going to Chipotle. I need people on the bus now. Chipotle on the right, let's get it. Deal. If you can guess how many beads I have, I'll commentate your Chipotle order.
I'm guessing around 1,000.
Now that's meaty. Of course you go with queso. That way your burrito will match your playstyle. You can tell he's been labbing that burrito technique. Now that's top tier. If you guys love Chipotle, make some noise!
I won PlayStation's Road to EVO and went head-to-head with Arslan Ash.
I won PlayStation Road to EVO and battle against Sonic Fox.
I have never seen that in my life.
To compete on PS5, choose your game, find PlayStation tournaments, and register. It's that easy. Sign up for PlayStation tournaments for opportunities to win unique prizes and much more.
PlayStation.
Well, Vaya is laughing right now. Look at Vaya laughing right now. Oh, he's doing a dance. What is he doing?
Man, he's just too ready, you know. Not today, man.
Oh my god!
参加して、でその時にまた賞金額が上がって、いや気持ちは調子良かったです。
So it's much more than just playing. It's being a part of this community.
However, they are arriving now. Production, where are we going?
Welcome back, everybody, to Evolution 2025 here. We have a clash of titans in our winners finals, Kakadu versus Mena. That's going to be the match we're all waiting for here, of course. And we're going to tidy up with our loser side of the bracket in the meantime. Everybody getting real hype out there.
I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, oh, damn.
That cameraman, he might not be making it out of this building.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, everybody's been super locked in for this top 8 for very good reason. It's been delivering so much above expectations, to be quite honest with you. But now it's going to be even more banger sets, even in the loser side, obviously. Phenom versus Xiaohai. Fudo versus Mickey.
After what I just saw from Mickey, I don't even want to be within 10 feet of him if I'm playing on a console. Like,
this is still not enough space from here to the main stage. This guy is ice cold.
Yeah, that was a dangerous look on someone's face if I've ever seen one. Phenom versus Xiaohai. Curious to see how this one shakes out. Decorated fighting game players and extremely talented. They bring a lot to the table, which I'm excited to see here. And Fudo versus Mickey. Obviously, Fudo been on a hot streak. Just lost to Kakadu, but I don't think the fire is out from him just yet. Up against Mickey, who's one of the most determined-looking players I've ever seen, and that was a dominant 3-0 performance we just saw. So we're going to jump into our loser side of the bracket before we get that clash between Kakadu and Mena, 3-time EVO champions amongst them. So that is a lot of decoration between the two of them.
Now, coming up with Phenom and Xiaohai, there's a little bit of a slight overlap in regards to the strategies we were talking about between Xiaohai and Lashar, right? Phenom has been absolutely playing out of his mind, surely, but one of the things that got him to the success into the top 8 is his reactionary stat. It is above average, that is for damn sure. But we saw how Xiaohai dismantled that exact strategy, at least within the Mai and a little bit of the Ed against Lashar. But this is different. Phenom is going with his main character right off the bat and can be just as explosive both on the ground and in the air.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the natural characters that he plays are a little bit more comfortable with Phenom. He kind of gets jump scared by a Blanca from Mena out of nowhere. Right. This is much more of a traditional character. He's fought Mai a million times. He's going to be more in his wheelhouse. So see if that comfort works out for him here. As he takes a little bit more space, he tried to spin knuckle right through there. Beautiful check on the approach. Already Phenom showing that he's pretty comfortable dealing with what Xiaohai's bringing to the table.
Does get the counter hit off of the drive brush cancel. Backing away, getting some space for the fans. Phenom, now he's definitely looking forward, hence Xiaohai's reluctancy to even throw those fans out.
He's doing some fakes too. Whipping the stand medium punch back to back like that, I like. And he can get in behind this. Not going to get a combo because he do the heavy charge fan, which bounces a little bit higher. That's one thing. If you throw the light fan, then that would have comboed there.
I like that.
Jump back. Look at that, both of them jumping back.
Low medium kick again for the punish counter. Against Xiaohai, Phenom delaying the crouching heavy punch, catches the backdash against Xiaohai. No meter spent just yet. Don't regret it in the morning, though.
It's gonna be bad. He doesn't DP the approach and counter hit afterwards. Xiaohai, after throwing that fan, had to be buffering so that spin knuckle could give you beat, and Phenom just ready for that counter hit afterwards.
Getting that first round ever so important, sitting on 2 bars down below for Super as well. How do you get around? Actually, when do you even throw the fan at Xiaohai outside of close range? Phenom not gonna even let him answer that question just yet. Back into the east side already. Metro City, level 3 on deck for Phenom. There's an explosive start for Xiaohai. Now getting the back throw off of that big opener. But Phenom again catching some of the lights to open up against Xiaohai out of the corner.
His challenges too. So far, the big thing has been Phenom's passive play, and Xiaohai's been kind of falling for it. as he walks into the fat part of a fan on that heavy punch. Now a big opportunity for Xiaohai.
Oh, super delayed tech on that. He took it the punish counter. The dive kick now presented itself as a threat. Phenom waiting so patiently. Then Xiaohai with even more patience now gets to the punish counter on the way down. Level 2. You got it.
Huge damage on that, or when you're already in the install especially, so Xiaohai ready for it there. And I love the adjustments from both of them. Xiaohai started swinging on the ground more, and then Phenom goes for dive kick to get over it. And then Xiaohai says, okay, I'm going to walk in deeper, find these whip punishes. So both of them making good adjustments in the mid-range so far. Xiaohai throwing more fireballs, and then once he establishes the fireballs, he can go for buttons, which is exactly what Phenom was ready for. Now if you're Xiaohai, you say, okay, I can throw more fans, I can be more aggro, you're going to be sitting there waiting to whip punish. You know, I can change up my options. Walk up heavy punch there from Xiaohai.
And Phenom's actually been sitting at that range just to tempt Xiaohai into throwing a fan to possibly get a big spin knuckle punish. But now Xiaohai, we do get the install. Level 1 intact, hounding him down little by little, trying to fake out, right? Standing medium punch is exactly used for that fake, as if a fan would, oh my god, was that a buffer?
A level 1 after 2. This is huge damage on this. One guess for the round. Xiaohai commits to the buttons, and Phenom trying to get active, thinking he's going to give him space.
That's totally fine if you're Xiaohai. In that exact scenario with that much life in your hands, going in for something light, I don't think it yields that much risk, right?
Yeah, he feels pretty confident about that. He's down to get a level 1 and EXTP, something like that. He had a decent amount of health as well. So I like it. Button in a button again. Same thing we've seen from Phenom so far. Passive, solid whip punishment on the ground. Nothing overcommittal.
Oh, wow. There it is. The spin knuckle in reaction to the fan. Couple of likes the frame kill. Spiral arrow.
Wow.
You gotta respect my space, man.
Dude, Phenom's corner pressure so far, so overwhelming in this round. Xiaohai having a lot of problems.
Oh, and the perfect timing to get the perfect round. It has been so oppressive in the corner against Xiaohai thus far. Now the big opener, an aggressive one at that. OD dive kick, knocking on the door. Gonna get counter hit with the full conversion. Frame kill. He is drilling in terms of the dragon. Wait a minute. Wait, he's not even done yet. He got the perfect parry and continuing on. Forward throw. How do you get out of here if you're Xiaohai?
Dude, he can do no wrong. This game, Phenom is just correct over and over and over. He's one hit away now with level 3. He's a fat jump in. Doesn't get the combo though. Chance for Xiaohai now in this round. He's got to wait because his drive gauge is so low. And that is the nail in the coffin in this game. Unfortunate for Xiaohai, walks into the tip of a crouching medium kick to tie this setup.
Super lethal in the animation, man. That's kind of rough. It's just a street fight, dude.
Yeah, why does she need to do all that?
Unnecessary roughness, I'll tell you what. But again, you talked about Xiaohai finally getting that big opener to kind of bring that space away from the corner and also pushing back Phenom in that fashion. There was not a lot he could really pursue, right? He didn't want to drive much forward, obviously, because he only had 1 bar drive gauge left. He just had to play passive.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do when Phenom just turns on the aggression.
Yeah, and that's Phenom's goal. He wants to play second here. He wants to let Xiaohai whiff and then get the whip punish in. So Xiaohai needs to operate around that, right? Find some fans, find some other options to represent instead. Make Phenom, you know, swing first or get active so that he can get the advantage. Throwing fans here, trying to force Phenom into a different response. And there's the jump, right? So that's the thing. Phenom didn't need to jump before because the fans weren't a threat. Once the fans become an option, you open up the jump, and now it's time for Xiaohai.
Do you get the killer bee against the beast thing? Now into the corner. Xiaohai backing away just a little bit. The roundhouse yet again. Not really finding a lot of success with that button in particular against Phenom.
Back him up. Xiaohai anti-air, not a lot of damage on it. And that's an unfortunate punish counter to eat there as we have the corner. A couple of guesses away, the backdash. No punish either.
Didn't get to lead to a lot, just a slight open, and that fierce. Dude, Phenom has been hovering around the heavy button ranges so well, and now within the mediums, allowing himself to get the really significant punish counter, locking down round 1 of game 3.
Yeah, he's having a lot of problems in this kind of mid-range here where with no space to work with, Xiaohai can't really threaten fireballs, so these normals just getting whip punish over and over and over. And then it becomes, do I walk in further, which is what he just did, right? Do I walk in further and try to hit my buttons into Phenom, in which case will Phenom stick out buttons to interrupt? No. Or go for dive kicks, that's another option to beat it as well.
Just at the tail end of that low medium kick. Xiaohai now at the back end of the corner. There we go! The one successful anti-air against the dive kick. It's so tricky to even try to challenge that. Xiaohai finding it.
You can feel the rhythm in this match, Xiaohai. Poking. Now he's going to wait outside this range. Threaten fan. Phenom wants to spin knuckle through or dive kick over the fan.
This is the kind of space they're going to be hanging out at, right? Phenom, you talked about it earlier, having that reactionary stance. He was on the prowl, does get the opener yet again, standing medium punch to check, immediately backing away with a roundhouse. Xiaohai is just in a tough spot within the corner.
Yeah, even though he has the life lead, you can tell that Phenom has too much control on the ground. That's a big hit, though. Oh, he missed the tackle. Still gets the throw afterwards, though, but now CA for Phenom, which means this could be a 2-tap or even a 1-tap. The right starter. Oh, he commits. Level 3 won't kill, so he's not going to dump the meter. One guess away here, though. What is Xiaohai going to do? He commits it all, and that's going to be the game just like that. Phenom up 2-1.
Perfectly understandable. I know 80% of the people in the stands are like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. 100%, that was me.
An option you got to think about, man, and you can just tell that Xiaohai is struggling to solve the kind of patient, defensive, neutral style from Phenom.
That's what's so difficult. He's just hovering around all the ranges that you think you press buttons at and getting punish countered after that. It's just so intimidating. He doesn't even want to budge, right? Like, Phenom's got so much discipline to even just stay at that range forever.
Yeah, and Xiaohai's trying to play the game now. He's trying to get active. He's like, I'm going to drive rush. I'm going to go in for some. I'm going to take risks. Yeah, I think he's realized that playing this slow and steady game is not favoring him, and then Phenom, perfect rebuttal with the jump out.
Not too big of a combo afterwards, though.
Yeah, and look at how active Xiaohai is. He is hitting heavy kicks and throwing fireballs and drive rushing, and he's doing a lot of stuff there. And because of that, that opens up the dive kicks and the jumps for Phenom.
We're starting to see the cycle, right? Xiaohai, as soon as he gets focused on the ground, Phenom could potentially open up with another dive kick. Maybe a hooligan could be introduced. Who knows? But now, still within a spin knuckle range against the fan. But Xiaohai's not afraid of that. He's still got plenty of life to go with.
You're seeing that Xiaohai, he's whipped a couple of times, and Phenom didn't whip punish because he's worried about other stuff. He's worried about, kind of drive rushing, jumping, fans, all these other options. So he's getting himself some space, and the reaction is good. I mean, Phenom's one away now. Ooh, it's so Xiaohai, the jump, no anti-air, and the DI stun. Perfectly calculating that drive gauge. Phenom set point.
That has to be the perfect example of what the mental stack looks like after a big set like this, right? With everything being introduced, or actually everything being cycled over and over again between the ground, between the air, not expecting that DI at the end. Nobody blames Xiaohai for that.
Yeah, the button burning you out and then the drive impact after so difficult to deal with. Check on that. Is there a wake up? There is, and Xiaohai still down to get active with it. Phenom not respecting it yet. In this round anyway.
No anti-air at all.
That man's been anti-airing short hops his whole life, and just a regular Kami jump goes unchecked.
It's just so difficult. At the blink of an eye, it could be a dive kick, right? Forward throw now. Phenom applying more of that pressure. Match point is on the line. He just needs a single opener outside of this throw, especially. He has some gauge for a single hit confirmed cancel to call it lights out. There's the uppercut from Xiaohai, and there's the throw even further.
You gotta be careful. Phenom level 3 available as well, which means that bullet is loaded. He has level 3 reactions to these fans or any kind of whip punish. Xiaohai playing a dangerous game, and the hooligan, he ducks it. He knew hooligan throw was coming. The overhead nicely blocked. Oh my god, DI is a threat. This offensive pressure is a threat. Got the dive kick spacing, and he's not ready. Xiaohai staying alive.
Whew. I panicked when I saw that drive impact. I mashed on the table. Physically.
Never ready. That's the hard part there, being so sharp the whole time. A lot of things to ask. And he just, the classic, block the jump in, DP afterwards.
Oh.
Big opener here for Xiaohai. Low on drive gauge though, so he spends the level 3 to recover it.
He will 100% take that.
That's a big deal though. It means no level 1s for fans, which is a pretty big factor. Phenom's going second with his meter here, which means he's gonna have drive gauge advantage. Uh-oh, Xiaohai low on drive gauge.
You saw him trying to continue the pressure with the OD fans because of the lack of pressure from the, at least without a level 1. OD uppercut.
Yeah, he's got to get active right now. Otherwise, the DI is going to whip, and that is exactly what Xiaohai was looking for. He knew as soon as he burnt out, I got to go right now and scramble. Otherwise, a checkmate can occur. I love the awareness to get a little wild because he knows that if the game slows down, he can't win it.
He jumped over Phenom, jumped again. The jump reset happened off of the normal. Phenom thought he had the confirm. He thought he had the DI. Luckily enough, we get our final game. Back into it, Kami versus mind. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, for these two.
We're going to have to see how this one shakes out. Adjustments back and forth. Xiaohai, you know, he's played a fast game once or twice in his life. He knows how to turn on the aggression and overwhelm someone who wants to play a passive style. And the question for Phenom is, does he stick to that, or does he turn up the heat himself, right? Is he down to get a little bit more aggressive and make things happen? It seems like he is.
It's just so difficult. How much more aggressive can you be without Phenom? Like, might be susceptible to a whiff punch. The different ranges of ages, right? The different amount of players. Coming in from all over the world. This really is in a Street Fighter 6 is in a really excellent spot in regards to their character.
And that's the cool thing to see about this too, right? We see the fist bump there, locked and loaded. Characters available for both of them. I do see Ed versus Cammy. The crowd getting excited. The walkout, of course. Oh, they skipped it. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Come on, man.
You know what?
Damn, the boos immediately?
I agree.
That's harsh.
So we got our losers quarters here. Cammy versus Ed. And again, the big thing about Fudo's Ed, he plays this kind of range where he wants to flicker that range, and then he does drive rush like punch, right? So he uses drive rush and flicker together to make his neutral game really hard to solve. Wow. And that's something that's so tough to deal with. We'll see if Mickey has a response for both of those options. And what a bait. That is a specific bait that foreground, background, punches you out. That's a perfect.
He definitely doesn't pay for public transit in Metro City, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the trailer. The guy hopped the fence.
You see him whipping those jabs, and then he wants to go for flickers. He wants to go for drive rushes, try to make you act first, or approach with something else. I love the punish counter, hit stand medium, stand heavy.
Yeah, definitely an idea for Mickey, right? Throwing out that drive rush, throw early to kind of bait maybe a tech, right? Fudo not going to be falling for that this early. Maybe it'll come back even later in the games. That's a big jump in against the flicker. Mickey now getting started. Fudo whipping those jabs and then going for the flicker or not is always the question in Mickey's mind. I'm sure whipping on that, no anti-air. And the throw bait, that should seal the deal here. Round a piece very quickly between these two. My man did a micro step forward just in case he had that much time as he watched that Fierce get its recovery going. Standing medium punch to seal it all. Damn, what a call against the drive rush, so close.
Go rushes in, and the jab hits. Doesn't get a combo off it, but still very good position here for Fudo. Mickey's getting active on defense. He's trying to jump dive kick out of these throws and stuff. And the hit confirmed, that should be the kill. Easy peasy. Fudo not even drive rushing, just ending it nice. Sure does. Making sure the button's all right. And I think he's going to be locking in DJ here for the swap control perhaps. Heavy, a little bit more control perhaps. Heavy fireball, blow through stuff, a little bit more mobility as well. And he can get a little bit more active with his faster up close buttons. So skipping it again.
You heard him. They definitely don't. But one thing to note, I think one very shallow observation. Damn, wait a minute, let me hold my breath. That drive impact right out the gate from Mickey. Now the forward throw. DJ a lot more dangerous upon wake up as well. He does have access to a true reversal unlike Ed.
Yeah, he's a little slow, so you can beat it. Whoa.
Perfect parry into the roundhouse. Ever slight delay on the cross medium. Damn! Always ready for the drive rush. Mickey now applying that pressure. Back roundhouse for the medium. Back-to-back low medium punches because he got the counter in. Nice and easy link. Off to a phenomenal start here in game 3.
It's looking a lot like that Cockatoo set, right? Fudo fighting a patient opponent, swapping to DJ, not having a lot of the openings go his way. And again, Mickey gonna dump the level 1. Now has the enhanced fans to blow through DJ's fireballs as well.
Let's see what we can do off of this back throw. Drive rush forward. Keep control with some of the heavier normals that he has in his kit. Medium kick, very, very far away. Damn, yo, bring it back down with the air target combo. But no, Mickey gets the back throw and the overhead. And the drive rush immediately yet again with the fierce.
And level 2 available here after the double Rambo as well. That's huge damage, and that's the kill. Second game, Mickey. Nice block. Charge fan again. And tightens the string up with that heavy kick in between.
Oh.
Does have level 3 as well, so next hit very scary for him here, and he looks for something to hit. Easy peasy. Easy from Mickey here. Gonna have to dump a little bit of bar, but that's the kill. Set point for Mickey over Fudo.
Most players would have been so susceptible to that exact movement, that exact sequence that Fudo hit to try and do a delayed throw. Not Mickey.
What a bait! He can burn him out as well. And that's going to be the level 2 off that just to guarantee the burnout here.
Keeping the spring kicks, the damage, the burnout. Drive rush on in and the sway! Breaking the shades of Mickey, and now breaking the guard as well. Drive impact for the stun. Is it going to be enough into the level 2?
And the rhythm looks good as Fudo with the uppercut for the finish. Beautiful stuff. Love the setup at the end where he knows the level 1's not on deck kick. Guaranteed stun into the corner. Fudo loved the throw bait first as well. Just really methodical. Perfect meter build with the target combo. Everything correct. Nice and tidy. As he ties the setup and the hands are getting warmed. It's the question of whether we see the Cammy pick now from Mickey or not, or if he sticks it out with mine.
Give me the Ryu.
The Ryu?
Just give me the Ryu.
Everybody under 18's got a Ryu, I think.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. I'll take that laugh as a yes, yeah. That sounds about right.
Every day it's like a new person from another place has a Ryu and they're in top 8. You're like, yep. That's the GOAT right there. As he locks in the mine. I got bad news, guys. Got bad news, they're skipping it.
You tried to save the crowd from hard
bad news.
They were just much faster, that's all.
They're just trying to game, man.
Oh.
He couldn't get away with the sway. He tried going for a late sway, but didn't work out. And that's a huge bait. Medium kick, punish counter into the heavy punch.
He'll do it again. Oh, you know, he's done it before. He's taken those big risks back to back just to steal the momentum away, but still either way. Out of that momentum away from Mickey, actually reducing the momentum from Mickey.
Oh, he's getting active. Trying to bait a throw, does not find it. The counter hit timing looks good.
Timing from Mickey, threading the needle yet again for back-to-back counter hits into the link into a successful match point scenario.
Oh, when the sway, he's ready for it. Beautiful call out from Mickey, gonna spend the level 1. Fudo down on drive gauge now, too. Scary spot, those charge fans, the counter hit confirm into the DP. Fudo a couple of guesses away now. Oh my god, and a level 2 means that Mickey can close this out on one hit.
If you can find that exact moment though, Fudo has kept it pretty tight. All starting things off with that standing medium punch from up close, dash up twice. You saw a counter here on the screen. Mickey tried to press a button against that throw.
The fake fireball gets the throw, no DPOS there from Mickey. The throw tech means he has full drive gauge. He reacted to the overhead. He thought it was a fireball, I'm pretty sure, and that still works. And he's gonna do the drive rush extension. It's not that he doesn't have the rhythm, it's that he's got the sauce. Fudo tying us up. Final game, final round between these two. EX fireball to match.
Checking this way, still within range. That's so dangerous, man. With the confidence, Mickey definitely knew it. OD jackknife, talking about dangerous. Pretty risky, now getting the sweep.
Oh, and the whip punish there from Fudo as well. He's committed to the fireball. Both of them low on drive gauge now. And the fireball feint. Fudo gonna get the burnout here with the level 2. Huge turnaround. He takes the corner off of it as well. Mickey in a bad spot. It's looking rough. And he baits it. No, the jab. It was a jab and he recovers in time, but now he's got no meter. So Fudo drive impact scary. Anti-air slide didn't work. Fudo low now. He's going to be out of burnout. And Fudo's going to be in trouble here. Down drive gauge. That EX fireball is so threatening. What a bait. And he finds the low. Mickey with the kill, sending Fudo home. Just like that, the young man slaying EVO champions back to back.
The run of a lifetime. Absolutely unprecedented. Mickey is on fire.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, can everybody here in EVO Las Vegas make some noise for Fudo? One of my favorite players in the world, a blast to watch him game as he goes down to this talented player on the stage who's now in top 4 of Evolution, his first time here.
I'm about to burst on my head, bro. That is actually insane to watch, insane to even comprehend. Mickey coming out from almost nowhere, at least for a lot of the North.
Kakadu and Meta, and then in loser side, Phenom and Mickey.
Damn, it's going by so quickly. That's just how exciting all the matches have been. I can't even think about what's
pretty early on that the game was fun to play.
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat.
You can envision your victory with Zenny, the official eyewear partner of Evolution this year. their co-branded gear over at the EVO merch store if you want to pick anything up. And if you need to see the frames to react to all those drive impacts, you can scoop them up. Thanks to Zenny doing this wire cam. We did a lovely crowd here at Evolution this year. We started this tournament over 13,000 people, I believe, in attendance, and we're down to 4 final competitors, of course. The winners finals of Street Fighter 6 is coming up as we speak, with 2 of the strongest players to ever do it, 2 very decorated players, Kakadu versus Mena RD.
Even outside of the game, they know how to put on the show. That's what excites me the most, right? This has been a very interesting rivalry between 2 championship caliber players, and I want to see what happens when they take the stage. I hope we get the cameraman ready to see as they walk out. But just in case you guys hadn't noticed, it's Kakadu versus Mena RD over in the winners finals. In case you would miss it, though, in the quarterfinals on loser side, Phenom taking down Shanghai 3-2, back-to-back, really close sets as well. Fudo falling just short to an ever-impressive Mickey, which sets us up nicely for losers semifinals between Phenom and Mickey.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, of course. These winners finals, this has been, by the way, an Evolution final before. When Mena won his very first EVO Japan, it was Blanca versus JP against Kakadu. And now you see them coming up to the stage here. The perfect Perry Prince himself, Kakadu, strutting to the stage to have his face-off against Mena RD, the 2-time Evolution Japan back-to-back champion in our winners finals.
This guy has been farming aura since he's come onto the stage. I'll tell you what, in his previous career with Street Fighter V, he had made a huge splash. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's getting ready. He's already in place. Mena RD's not even on the stage yet, and he's already aura farming. Are you kidding me?
He is waiting for him to walk out, of course. And you need a worthy challenger. And he's on the stage, Mena RD, here in North America.
He's not even looking in this direction. He's not even acknowledging the fact that he's waiting for him on the stage. He's getting ready! That's what I'm talking about!
2 of the most bad men on the planet in Street Fighter 6. And Kakadu says, you want to beat me in Japan? I'll come to North America and do the job myself.
This is going to be absolutely insane.
Our winners finals, and I'm sure we're going to see the match of JP up against Blanca, the very fate for Kakadu, where that amnesia got baited, and he got the job done there as we see these 2 staring each other's down, not only in real life, but in the game very quickly here for our Street Fighter 6 winners finals here at EVO.
This is going to be the ultimate challenge for these 2 competitors. I'll tell you what, man, again, a lot of history we kind of preface it with, a lot of effort and practice when it comes to learning these matchups, Blanca versus JP, but it really depends on who's got the most heart, right? You can talk about character matchups on paper all day, but it comes down to making the proper reads, which we feel is right. Both of these players very much so capable of that. We'll see how it goes.
Cracking open a cold one. Ready to throw down on the stage. Damn, he looks so serious, though.
My man was shadow boxing out in the EVO lobby.
Bro, I saw him fighting ghosts. He's ready. He's training for Kakadu. Those are the ghosts he's swinging on.
All the fake ones, all the real ones.
He's
My
ready.
man was doing a little speed bag prep as well.
He's been prepping since at least noon today. I saw him come down ready to play. So I know he's been trying for this all the time, and an EVO win. He has such a decorated history with this game, right? But an EVO win here in Vegas would be a big one for him.
Just seeing these 2, I definitely heard Kaba.
Yeah,
I definitely heard Kaba.
I learned scratch in Spanish because of that.
What?
Yeah, he said it, and I don't remember. I learned it when we were at EVO Japan, and I was like, what is that word he's saying? And Yaib said, oh, that's scratching.
I see. I actually got to know. I mean, we're pretty torn in regards to like who we think is going to win. Crowd, who likes Kakadu to take down this set? I'm kind of curious. Pretty sizable. Now, who here likes Mena RD? Jeez.
The venue erupts. That's the problem with dealing with this Mena guy. They cheer for him here. They cheer for him in the Dominican Republic. They cheer for him in Japan. He goes up on the stage there.
That's true.
He's got fans all over the world. So no matter where you are, I think he's the hometown favorite.
Two regions with some of the finest talent. This is the clash, the ultimate clash right here for all the Dominican Republic fans. Kalo Kid!
And here it goes. Our winners finals of EVO getting set on the stage. Mena versus Kakadu, a repeat of an EVO finals we've had before. We're going to see how this starts off. I expect the character picks to not be surprising. And the big question is, how does Mena make his way in? How does he make it happen? Because he's dealing with a pretty devious foe who's capable of stuffing every approach. Here we go, guys. Winners finals here at EVO.
Right space here to even try to press the button. Then RD swinging first with that roundhouse, now punish countering with that medium punch against Kakadu, but slowly encroaching on that space is RD. The slide in reaction to the ghost.
Bro, he's fighting those ghosts. I saw that gif on Twitter. He's fighting those ghosts. He's ready for it.
Oh, the up ball immediately as it should be. Overhead,
whip on the overhead, whip on the parry.
That is beautifully done from RD, capitalizing on that exact mistake.
The lead.
To get things started and get things rocking. And again, Blanca, it's so deceptive. Crouching heavy punch is mad far. The back heavy punch also insanely deceptive in hitbox. It's so difficult. Kakadu though, managing to walk forward with the double departure, backing him up.
Man, trying to surprise him with the X ball. I like that as well. Kakadu, he kind of walked in and pressed more normals, so I think that he's making an adjustment that he needs to pull up first against Mena, and that's why he's looking preemptive. It's going to be drive gauge strip here. This level 2, scary thing to deal with the ball. He parries an arm reaction too. Nothing. This level 2 is not counted for much yet so far. It's going to be the tail end here.
Still not a lot of drive gauge. Taken away from Kakadu. Actually reacting to the down ball to reset.
Yeah, he taps parry and then sees that he's going to whiff and goes for the drive rush forward. Shaking his booty on the main stage. No parry connection means Mena low on drive gauge.
And the punish counter continuing on with the spiked portal.
Oh my god, that's $1 million combo if I've ever seen one. This Kakadu guy is really proficient. That hit confirm had no business. Fancy with the air approach.
We haven't really seen counter crouching from RD, trying to bait out something perhaps.
Pulling up. I like the forward medium kick again, trying to catch Kakadu with some kind of low there. Ready with the anti-air, double portals out, and Mena's got to put the brakes on, wait it out.
The parry. Departure for the teleport. Didn't really get much out of that.
Ooh, in the throat. This is where Mena cooks. His offense is excellent. And he goes for the jump out. Air ball. And he hits the button after he's got level 2 available.
I can't believe that was a counter hit.
Kakadu's a couple of bad guesses away here. Another throw, and does he amnesia or not is the question. Doesn't go for it, but the empty jump to bait the anti-air. Mena ready for every interaction.
3 solid reads, back to back to back in the first game. Kakadu, do you think he has to be a little bit more active, at least in closer ranges, right? I do like medium kick as a possible option to maybe poke Mena RD, but he tried to dash up, got greeted with a fierce instead.
Yeah, Mena's good about putting out preemptive buttons and then surprising you with his. And there's the techno throw afterwards, corner pressure now. Kakadu got to make some guesses, does not commit to a reversal. He has not amnesia'd yet.
Oh, just barely out of range from the air ball. Kakadu getting the first big opener of this round.
Mena just waiting it out, doesn't even parry. EX ball not in time. Wow, perfect parry on the departure. And he tried to empty jump that anti-air again. I like that option, but ball gets punished by that departure he left behind.
Set up the portal, hang back just a little bit, then RD forced to respect it.
Driver's leg kick after seeing if there's a check from Kakadu. Rainbow ball shallow. He's just buying time in the hop forward. No response.
Maybe he feels like he's going to be overextending if he did, right? MenRD, he might be able to blitz punish after all. Oh, what a pickup from the anti-air, letting the Ghost finish the job with the OD.
Yeah, now Mena knows that he might be able to bait out that crouching heavy more and more. Well, 2-time, gonna take the corner push off of this as well. Ball in, back, forward, sets up the doll.
He gets to the counter hit.
We can set out another doll here.
Possibly cut the jump. Again. The doll. The doll and Blanca.
And he still has burnout here as well. No, wait. He's looking for the... And he gets the wrong input. I'm pretty sure he wanted to anti-air and he got the sweep. So now, Mena threatening a 2-game lead.
So they're trying to maintain his current positioning, right? MenRD tried to go for that jump. Coffee holding his ground with the crouching. Oh my god! The drive rush immediately into the low medium kick. Lightning Beast yet again. Give me the back and forth. Give me little man.
It's out there too. Is it strike or throw? Does the doll get ignited or is it another one? He pops it early. And there's another throw. This overwhelming offense from Mena does not respect Amnesia, and it hasn't come out yet, so it doesn't matter. He gets another one, and Kakaru is stuck. He's got nowhere to go as Mena just dismantles him in the corner with read after read and no fear of the Amnesia.
That is a real statement, Sejam. We have not seen it once out of the 2 times we've seen Kakaru on stage so far.
I got a bad feeling the first time he does it, it's going to get baited. What an airball, the delay tech on that. No Amnesia again. Oh, minus frames there. Wow, he had a heavy kick after blocking that light too.
Ooh.
Dude, Kakaru he's not playing the video game right now. Ball, pressure he's got to deal with. He baits the Amnesia. And it's all coming up Mena RD as he's trying to lock his place in winner side grand finals.
You are a devious man, brother. I'll tell you what. I had to face you and shake your hand on that one. What a call out. Both from Sejam and Mena RD, electricity does get punished.
The real question is the next knockdown, does he do it again? A question haunting both their minds, I'm sure.
Oh. Drive rush into the roundhouse. Great activation into the Lightning Beast coming in from the electricity now. Trying to catch maybe a walk back, hence the delayed low medium kick. The pressure's still on because of the burnout. Gonna be a pretty huge factor. Jumping out of the corner is Kakaru getting a punish counter.
On the jump out, no combo from Kakaru though. It's a big one. Air ball, but he went for the parry expecting a rebuttal.
And out of burnout. Into, wait a minute.
He tried and wow, what a pickup on that. The low tap into the heavy punch as Kakaru stays alive here.
Had me a little bit.
That's a lot of drive gauge for Kakaru to spend too.
Lower threshold for a drive rush. Cancel off the normal, that is for sure.
Whip. That's a big whip punish. Kakaru taking the corner on this. He has level 2, level 3. Doesn't spend any meter so far. He just takes the space.
This creates so much of it off of that portal.
Oh, big whip.
Neutral jump. Great anticipation for the forward medium. Kakaru. You gotta spend it. Into the level 3. Mena with one more chance. The slide. Oh my god, he pops the level 2. No counter hit, nothing, just raw fierce. The mix is going to be coming soon. Lightning Beast still active.
Oh, he baits it. Oh my god, he's a couple of hits away. Mena with a chance. Tries to bait something. Kakaru does not bite. But Mena might. Oh my god, plus frames. Forward heavy bunch of space. Out he goes for the hop. He committed. Kakaru, the drop. Punish counter for the kill. He's right all along as he marches to winner side grand finals here at EVO.
The man of pure heart. One of the smartest minds in the fighting game business.
And you saw saw when Kakadu played earlier on this stage, it looked like you couldn't play the game. And he fights Mena, and he can do no right. He's just struggling to make any part of the screen look like it's his. And instead, Mena just marching him down, all kinds of offense, overwhelming, and there's just so little chance for him to play the normal kind of JP game we see him establish against world-class players all the time.
Absolutely insane, too. Just the ranges he was at, just the very last second, I still couldn't even wrap my mind about it. I genuinely almost threw the headset. I grabbed the headset, I'm like, he was 1 out of range, 2, he got the command. Hates that.
Yeah, and the last worry about the whole time, the first time he goes for it, it gets baited. It's a heartbreaker, and it sends Kakadu down to loser's bracket. He's going to be fighting the winner of 2 hungry players down in our losers semis. Phenom, who had that loss earlier to Mena as well, and Mickey, who's just defeating EVO champions back to put himself in top 4 of Evolution.
I can't believe it, right? So many different ways to get such an established storyline, right? Phenom, we haven't really been able to see him get into a very, very, I want to say like high-placing event just yet outside of like the World Warrior Series. Mickey coming up in his very, very first offline event, it being EVO as well, just within top 4. This is going to be so, so intense. Then they have to face off against Kakadu? Are you serious?
And how is he doing? How's Kakadu feeling after that loss we just saw? Is he going to rebound very quickly here, be full power again, ready for the next competitor, or is that just haunting in his mind and going to be a problem? That's the question we have to ask ourselves when we get to that losers finals.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to call right now, but Phenom versus Mickey, this one's going to be a blast for sure. Is it going to be the Cammy mirror match, actually? Phenom and Mickey?
Could be. It depends on what in the mirror. He wants to play mindset or something like that. And the thing we have to wonder too is who's going to be the aggressor. They've been so passive so far, both of them, right? Not being very committal. So it could just be a standoff between them two, or one of them might turn on the heat.
As aggressive as both of those characters are, we've seen that exact play style throughout the entirety of our top 8 from both of them. Honestly, say that if Phenom, being the current veteran that he is, right, he's got a little bit more mileage around the world in terms of the competition, he truly will be the aggressor.
Exactly. Of course, that burrito meter's up. Take a short break, get some things squared away, and be.
Look, who's hungry? We're going to Chipotle. I need people on the bus now. Chipotle on the way. Let's get it. Deal. If you can guess how many beads I have, I'll commentate your Chipotle order.
I'm guessing around 1,000.
Now that's meaty. Of course you go with queso. That way your burrito will match your playstyle. You can tell he's been labbing that burrito technique. Now that's top tier. If you guys love Chipotle, make some
Well, Vaya's laughing right now. Look at Vaya laughing right now. Oh, he's doing a dance. What is he doing?
Man, he's too ready, you know. Not today, man.
参加して、でその時にまた賞金額が上がって、いや気持ちは調子良かったですね。
So it's much more than just playing. It's being a part of this community.
Jay, you ready for this block?
You already know. I feel like we've been killing it lately, and everyone's been loving it, but we gotta let the people know where we're gonna be at. Let's just do the meme real fast. You know, my heart meme, get the engagements and everything like that. Yipes. So, you understand me. It's not about the engagement. I'm just always thirsty for a drink, especially for this White Claw Zero Proof.
Yeah, but that was corny as hell. But I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm thirsty.
course, to Evolution 2025. Great news for all of you. We have top 3 of this bracket coming up. 3 gamers left after this, and there's a spot for Capcom Cup in our next match.
Ooh, that actually, I didn't even get to think about it. I was so enthralled by all the matches, I totally forgot about that, genuinely.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one, of course. We also have a code for all of you at home for your AAA needs. If you haven't eaten yet at this late hour, HZD828 to 888-222 to get your free AAA burrito. If you get one in the crowd, look at everybody, phones down, trying to get that code. Got to get that right now. Text that over, of course, to try to get the free entree. You got it, wave your hand. If you win a free code, wave your hand out there. Girl.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, that was all of you guys filling up that burrito meter to get this free entree. Again, HCD828 to 888-222. Man, I don't even know where my phone's at. I want to claim that.
Yeah, free food, video games. It's a good Sunday, of course, here at Evolution. Time for our loser semis. Capcom Cup qualification on the line, of course. Phenom versus Mickey for that spot. And then a chance at an EVO championship.
Oh my God. This is, there's a lot to really take in, really. Like, I couldn't even fully recover after the Men RD Kakadu match. There was just so much at stake in regard to like the storyline, the rivalries that they've had these last couple of events, but this is so prime. Phenom versus Mickey. This is a time, especially for Phenom, who hasn't had much of a hot streak, at least the last couple of years, which is kind of funny to say too, because he's been super consistent getting into Capcom Cup multiple times over, whether it's in the singles division, whether it's in Street Fighter League as well, being the #1 team over in Street Fighter League EU, right? So it would be kind of a wild twist to see him take down back-to-back players and possibly put himself in the grand finals. Who knows?
And a big deal, too, because we have a lot of CPT season left to chew through. And if you're from one of these regions, you're just begging, please, you get the slot so you can open up enough for me,
yeah,
right? Please, if you
100%.
win, our region gets another one here as we have the Moose Phenom up on the stage versus Mickey. Top 4 of our bracket. After this, only 3 will remain. And we got that tough road ahead. Kakeru waiting for the winner of this. Mena waiting for whoever manages to get through. All of these great players left for this tournament. The crowd gets hype here for Mickey, the young man from across the world, his first EVO stage. And after seeing this play, probably not his last.
And the first smile we've seen on him on stream, genuinely.
Yeah, the Mickey chant?
That's actually kind of wild, too.
You love to hear it here, of course. And Phenom's like, man, why am I the guy stuck against this young kid who's so good? Everybody's cheering for him.
To be fair, Phenom was definitely one of the young bucks doing the same exact thing back in Street Fighter V.
That's true. And despite his consistent results and performances and stuff, he's not a player you hear talked about so much because he just hides in the snow back home. Just sits there.
To be fair, I don't think he has a choice, man.
Yeah, that's true. He just sits back at home, chilling, vibing, qualifying for Capcom Cup every single year. Very consistent player. So we got our loser semis here at EVO. I'm curious to see, is it going to be Cammy Mirror? Are we going to see a Mai on the side of Mickey? Is there going to be another character as well? He's bringing out the box. Look at Phenom's face. He's like, what's all that for, bro? I'm not looking. I'm not looking. He's like, I don't even know what you're doing. Unpacking his school lunch. Just got to make sure. Now he's going back.
Before he leaves in the fight, don't forget your wire.
Don't forget, of course, leaning back. Under the Quan box. What's he got there?
It's surgically attached to his elbows. You can't see it. There's like micro wiring, but as soon as the game is on or the cameras are off, it just connects to him.
Yeah, he's locked in, tapped in. Phenom's like, bro, I am not looking. I am playing the game, brother.
You don't even need the box, right? He's just gonna stay glued to the screen.
Yeah.
And then he looks down.
Trying to copy his homework over there.
Possibly. Give him the wrong answers intentional. So this is the question that we kind of ask ourselves. Who's going to be the aggressor here if the Cammy Mirror match happens? But also, just the way that these two have been playing in general, that's still going to be the main underlying question. Like, who's going to be the one to strike first, even close the gap first?
Yeah, that's what we have to see here, too. And Phenom, I think he's very versatile, very flexible. He can play whatever way he wants to play. So I'm curious to see how that goes. He's got 4,000 buttons under the box.
I think minimum, yeah.
He's got a lot of buttons over there. That's a Sapphire.
Which one brings the Chipotle?
The code from earlier. That's the one you hit the emergency.
He input it into the stick?
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, this stage is real pretty, I can't lie.
We are getting ourselves.
Bro, that look, why is he giving him that look?
Why is he at that angle? He's so far away.
I think
that's like the perfect angle to look down at Phenom's hand.
Yeah.
Right? Where's Phenom's box?
Yo, Phenom needs a box ASAP. Where's the Metal Gear Solid box? I need that real quick.
Oh. The choice is there. So there was a little bit of a tease too. So Mickey was actually looking over and smiling at Phenom. He looked back at him because of the fact that Mai was the first selection. Phenom side.
Yeah. Is it a blind pick? Are we getting that on the stage here?
Oh, we definitely will.
It might be. Are they fighting for the color? Is that the other question? Blue versus pink. Who gets the main character color? You know the minute that Costume 4 gets unlocked, no Cammy player will pick any other outfit. That's for sure.
I think that's true. I think that's true. Listen, when it does come out, claim your color first. That's a real thing in the FTC. That's a real thing in fighting games. You have to claim your color first. If you ever go into like a mirror match and somebody's like, no, that's my color, it's like, fight me for it.
Bro, those Costume 4s were cheeked up. I'm talking about Luke and Jamie. It was wild up there, that's for sure. As we get into our match here, loser semis of Evolution. And again, two very patient players, very passive. Curious to see who's down to be the aggressor, who's going to wait it out, and whether that steam from Mickey earlier is still firing. First good hit goes to Phenom here as he takes the corner.
What happens after the throw, though? Nothing too explosive. Nothing too explosive right from the side of Phenom. Still trying to test the waters against Mickey.
Yeah, see what he's got going on here. Phenom so passive with the whip punish from Mickey there. So tapping him. It's going to be a lot of footsies, little single hits, and hit confirms. Patient play between the two of them. All the stuff everybody on Twitter says they love.
Pretty high success rate thus far for the low medium kick from Phenom. I tried to hold back on that one. Sorry.
We all love it when it's footsies. Oh, that's a big one. No side swap or anything, but now there's a back throw. Mickey working on this drive gate shoot. No drive rush cancel because he didn't want to get burnt out.
Should be the time to drive for Mickey.
One hit away now. Oh!
No way! Phenom absolutely ready for it. You got to take a risk that early. Nobody blames him for that one.
Thought he was that old. He tried to sneak it by him. Phenom, that buffering that jab really helps. It gives you the slowdown to get the cancel, which makes it a lot easier. Wow, delay timing on that. Catching Phenom with delayed tech or buttons. Now Mickey with the corner here. Front throw. Oh, what a bait. And he walks back. Double rush. The perfect. Mickey with all kinds of offense there, making it happen. And Phenom worked so hard for that first round and then just got beat up right after.
I'm surprised Mickey didn't even panic. And that exact option to escape from Phenom. Perfect parry, smack him in the face with the fierce, drops the combo!
Huge drop. He would have the corner, offense, everything. Now instead, Phenom with a chance to game. That walk-up jab. No anti-air, but he does get the check after the dive kick.
Oh. Back-to-back fierces. Chunks of damage on the drive gauge, by the way. And hit on the cross-up. I bet might have been intentional from the side of Mickey.
And now he's got the corner instead because of it. Level 3 available, locked and loaded. No anti-air. Not even a back medium punch from Phenom. Now he's in trouble. No anti-air again.
Jesus. We were definitely within range for an uppercut.
One hit game. Both of them locked and loaded on meter here. One crouching medium kick could be the deal. Oh, Phenom didn't fight. He had the counter hit. No confirm. The wake of DI.
Oh my God.
Whoa. He walked all the way in. The surprise.
No shot. He was treading such dangerous waters, but he was actually the shark at the very end. The hooligan command grab. Damn, not dead yet.
Chip a threat. The dive kick. And Phenom was looking for the check on the approach as well. Game 1, Mickey just like that. And we get a rematch very quickly from the side of Phenom. Oh, harassing. And then you see the tap parry. He thought Phenom would hit the heavy kick back.
Auto measuring coming in from the side of Mickey. No big conversion off of the OD dive kick. But now spinning around with the roundhouse. Rebuttaling with a dive kick of his own. Well spaced. Very, very deep.
That spacing was absurd. Wow. And he's in time with a safe jab. That's going to be a big punish. This time the throw. That's a big turnaround. You can feel the momentum slipping away from Mickey a bit on that one.
Or so we think. There's the roundhouse. Yeah. Slight walk up. There was a counter hit attempt from the side of Mickey. Grab just a little bit faster.
Wow.
That was sick.
Medium kick just beating it. And there's a punish. Wow, I'm surprised that even reached from Mickey. Tech on the throw. Builds Phenom back that drive gauge.
Oh, exchange of blows.
Side swap. Corner pressure.
There's the counter hit conversion Phenom was looking for off of that crouching jab. What's the pressure sequence going to be like? Tech throw. Mickey, how do you contest against it? Another one. Is he going to hang back? Important throw escape. Perfect parry on the dive kick.
Side swap too. And there's the hit. Easy peasy kill on this one. Into the level 3. Gotta watch that cinematic as Phenom ties up our set in a scrappy loser semi so far.
Ugh. It's been so difficult to even try to gauge what the other person is going to go for, right? Mickey setting the precedence with a lot of medium kicks in that particular game. Roundhouse as well. Phenom not budging at all off of some of these tactics, but now he's the one to kind of initiate with his own medium kick. The dive kick does connect. A couple of lights to get that link.
Oh, a little too far with the counter here, confirm off the jab. So Phenom just backed it up. Wow, that was ambiguous. 3 out of 4?
Hello?
Mix.
Heavies back to back. Dude, so much damage on the drive gauge. Phenom also can't get a single hit conversion. No drive rush cancel on the board for him. Mickey, now is the time for him to rock.
Yeah, I like to throw it too, just in case there's a tap carry on a wake up. Although Phenom's out of there with the dive kick on a wake up. Whoa, whoa.
Sick.
He's one hit away. Mickey just blocks and needs the throw. He needs one more solid hit to clean this one up, and the DI. No one's home with the super cancel, so round on the board for Mickey.
Had no other choice. Was already in the stands with a crouching medium punch. Had no time to parry at all, obviously. The super, just not gonna happen. Mickey now with the throw.
Good DPS there from Phenom as well, so that's a sign for Mickey.
Ooh.
So he is beating up Phenom's drive gauge, and there's a tap parry because of it.
Another throw. Phenom. Just setting the pace. Low medium kick exposure. Yet again. Throw.
Simple stuff from Phenom on offense. Oh, missed time. Burns himself out as well. That's expensive, and I love the reset.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh, Phenom in trouble. Out of range, though. He doesn't spend a level 3 either. So now Mickey has CA. Oh, he went for the hooligan.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a jumble, and he neutral jumps. Reading the throw against Mickey.
And the way Phenom played that in burnout. Look at the confidence on the walk-up dive kick as well. Oh, and he finds the hit. Back heavy kick for the confirm. Bad spot for Mickey now. A lot of tick throws. He saw Mickey do a parry on double jab earlier, so I think that's maybe in his mind. Blocks it correctly. Another throw.
Jeez. Phenom playing it nice and cool. Had to go for the OD uppercut.
He backs it up. He's got time on the board, 76 seconds. Although, this is a chance for Mickey now. Whoever spends level 3 first is going to be forcing burnout. He's just attacking the drive gauge.
That's totally fine. He has CA to back it too. He gets a single opener. Oh my God. Burnout has occurred. You thought you could get a DI. Phenom with the back throw and rebuttal. Is he going to use the estate to back away? No, he's trying to press the issue. Dive kick coming in from Mickey. Phenom now backing away. He's also got level 3.
What a jump. Another one. He's not answering. He recognized a third one. Why not take advantage? The veteran's mindset. He just sees the weakness and he attacks it 4 times in a row.
I mean, this is the same guy we've seen command grab Daigo like how many times? 5 or 6 times in a row? He'll keep going to the well if you're not reacting.
Why you gotta bring that one up, huh?
Sorry,
that's an old wound.
I'm so sorry.
Nah, but it's right. I mean, when Phenom saw it, he's like, okay, it's time. You're not ready for it. I'm gonna do it back to back to back.
Oof. I can't go this far. I'm just gonna be backing away a little bit. Okay. Trying to hit a straight with that sweep.
What a hit from a little shy though on the conversion from Mickey.
Ooh.
Oh, no way punish.
Send the big signal with the roundhouse. Very deep dive kick, getting the light link. Trying to get a throw. Mickey finally getting the dive kick to pay off to avoid the throw. And guess what? He's rewarded with the round.
Fancy stuff there. The spin knuckle extension, something that Cammy has now. It's really cool that she can get a lot of damage off of, and the whip punish. And Phenom just, he's ready on time. You know, he sees the whip, walks in, finds a crouching medium kick on the walk back.
Ooh, yet again reading the throw against Phenom.
Whoa. The laid back throw, and he gets counter hit thrown for it, and Phenom's first again.
Still going to that well, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna keep throwing him, I think. Yeah, he just recognized it's time. There it is. Another throw attempt. Mickey out of there. One hit round, though. They both have so much meter. Nice whip punish, and he should be able to kill without any resources here. Set point to Phenom.
What an advantageous state to be in. Having 3 bars. Starting things off here. Very aggressive. Throw yet again is the answer. Mickey backing away ever so slightly.
Oh, man. He's done so many throws. This shimmy about to hit. You could feel.
You think so?
Yeah, you could feel that that's the option that Phenom wants to look for late in the game. Or reaction on the drive rush.
Good call out. There it is. Another throw. Mickey tried to attempt with the button this time. You saw it.
Yeah, I think he's got to attack. The drive gauge is low. You can feel the threat from Mickey, and another throw from Phenom.
He's turning Cammy into a grappler before our very eyes.
There's the anti-air. Went for the hooligan, a delay on it. And now it's his turn to mix. Jump back.
My!
Scary. And an air-to-air looks good. He has the extension off of this. Lots of drive gauge to cook with. He has the level 1 at the end for the kill. The DP It's enough. Mickey is tired of his tricks, tying up the set.
He didn't even need the level 1. He was calculated all the way through as soon as he got that hit. And this has been the big question now. How is he going to switch up while the throws have been so effective with Phenom?
Yeah, and Phenom, you know, he's going back to the well. He's being tricky, stuff that he's done a million times before. Instead, we'll have to see if he can go back to the well, be a little solid here, and get the job done against Mickey. Is it a throw or not? Is the guy? He's done so many. And there's a jab into the throw first. Mickey was holding up, I think, to try to get out of it.
Oh, now switching it up slightly, right? You saw the tick throw into the crouching heavy punch, then back into the mix. You know, Phenom, just keep going for it. There's another big answer from the side of Mickey. And he has to keep guessing, though.
He won't tech, brother. Like, he's just not down. He's dive kicking or he's going to block.
In the final game, he might be paying for it with his tournament life.
Ooh, a little high on the dive kick. There's a punish from Mickey. Punish counter light into the heavy. Ooh.
Damn, that's mad high.
Burnout, too. Oh, the DI no-go there. He's got drive rush for the extension. Should be able to double drive rush. Get the kill without any meter. Nicely done. Set point here for Mickey.
What a turnaround. We thought it was going to be the problem with the throws coming in from Phenom yet again, but he's found a pretty proper rebuttal.
Wow.
And now it's Phenom actually getting baited, throwing out.
Anti-air, though, from Mickey. Tex, he builds a bar. Ooh, walk. They're finding the hit with the heavy kick. Oh, another one. And Mickey's getting close here. He's 2 hits away. There's a throw. He's taking space. And what a DI.
A call out. Phenom tried to react. This is going to be so dangerous.
He's in trouble now.
Mickey at full life. Pretty healthy on the drive gauge. No way.
Check. You know, I had to respect the DP because it would have killed him. He's going to burn himself out soon. The dive kick. Not punish. Another dive kick.
And a throw. Phenom can't do a drive rush cancel unless it kills.
Ooh, but Mickey can. He's got the drive. No anti-air. Rushes in. There's another throw. He's got level 3 though.
Single hit territory for Phenom.
Oh my god, burns. No anti-air. No anti-air again. Phenom just blocking it out. The air there, and it's a no-go. Mickey moving on in this path over EVO champions and veterans alike as he has a couple of sets away from a potential EVO championship. That young man gets the dub on stage, and he's got nowhere to go because we have our losers finals and then grand finals here to see if he can make it all the way.
The crowd absolutely erupting and already onto the stage. Kakadu is trying to get a piece of that action. He just wants to go back into the seat against Men RD. He doesn't give a damn about anything else.
Bro, he spawned like a Pokemon trainer. He just walked at him. He just do. He just like appeared, ran on the stage, and was just like, "I'm challenging you." Whew. It's gonna be a good one here, of course. And man, if you're Mickey, a nail biter of a set, scrapping for your life in this one where you can play defense, you can play offense, it's back and forth. Now he has to chase, right? He's dealing with Kakadu. He's gonna have to be the one to go in there and make this happen. So very curious about this one. And Kakadu, how is his mind palace? How is he feeling after that loss earlier? Is he gonna recompose and be okay, or is it gonna be a harsh loss that really sets the tone for this loser finals match for him?
Kind of difficult to gauge right now, but I'll tell you what, going up against opponent, Mickey, he's got to be feeling so confident making this run of a lifetime. And also the big adaptations against Phenom's offensive sequences, right? I mean, like, it was rather intimidating with all the throws that have been pretty much presented, even refusing to uppercut some of the big jump-ins that Phenom was trying to catch, but paid off dividends, clutching 3-2. Damn, this is actually the most hotly contested set in the loser side that we've seen in a lot of the CPT events this far.
Yeah, it's been really contentious. The last few matches, we've seen a lot of 3-2 action besides that dominant performance from Kakadu. So, you know, of course, we saw replays, and they're just going to jump into it in a second here as our players are on the stage ready to go. Losers finals here at EVO. Doing some button checkings, character locking. Is it Kenny or Mai against Kakadu, who we know is going to be playing the JP?
Not too much intel on that just yet, but one thing's for sure, Kakadu, he has had this face since I saw him in Las Vegas. I shook his hand, slight smile, right back to business.
Yeah, this guy's serious. I don't think there's there's any ifs, ands, or buts for him. He's trying to throw hands immediately and get back into this. I think whether it's going to be to his benefit or detriment.
Taking a little bit of a sneak peek. There it is. The Mai does come out against JP. A little bit of a spoiler alert. You might have heard it. Oh, come on!
These guys, man. It's their problem.
Couple of bullies.
Here it is. One thing about this matchup, of course, Mai with a very fast drive rush. A lot faster than Cammy. So she can get through the ghosts and the zoning a lot easier. Huge normals. What a whip. Kakadu. I'm sure that wasn't intentional as the amnesia whiff puts him in the corner early in this set.
Finding a way past some of the offense that Mickey presented initially. Sending her full screen. Yeah, the departure was still available to take that teleport out.
Anticipating the fan. No anti-air there for Kakadu either. Oh, worried about the range. You get an empty jump.
My man just swiped away the fan?
Just whoosh, got rid of it. Didn't care. Ooh, another one. What's going on?
What is happening?
Yeah, that's back-to-back for Kakadu there. He's probably trying to crouch into ground normal and just getting it or something, but it's a big drop. Low drive gauge for Mickey. Very dangerous against JP here.
Ooh, that fierce? At that timing? In this economy?
I know, expensive. Level 2 available for Kakadu, which is always the win condition for JP.
Oh,
what a reaction!
That was beautifully done. Goes to bring out his Mickey still.
Oh no.
Does achieve it. Level 2. How's your defense? Excellent choice!
Yeah, the buffer though, he's gonna be chipped, and yeah, there's not a lot of escapes options for Mickey. It's gonna be meaty ghost, EX spike, another one afterwards. No room to wiggle. Counter hit. Wow, the walk-up jab from Kakadu too. Another portal right at the end.
Ooh. The back row instead of the portal. No, it's gonna be a spike first. Double spike. Really forcing Mickey to stand still for just a little bit low. Medium kick, tap in on the shins. A couple of times over.
Yeah, it's a good option, those spikes, in case he drive rushes on wake up and try to get by your portal. What a whip punch. Okay, this is what Kakadu looks like. If you saw him in the Minnesota, you probably, thought this guy just gets beat up. But this is kind of the control I expect from him. Level 2 here, crouching jab to keep their true string into the crouching medium kick. And this is just burnout pending any kind of hit. And it doesn't even need to be burnout if he can get the kill here. Stand heavy, EX goes, spike, spin.
There's so much to talk about on top of that control. His timing against any of his opponents have been so on point, right? There has definitely been a lot of talks in regards to like how or at least how a lot of the pros are like, yeah, I want to make sure that I study the person I'm up against just to see what their button timing is like, right? To kind of formulate my game plan around that if I get these specific scenarios. Kakadu, you saw a couple of delays going into the crouching medium punch and also a very, very good poke to do that. So the control plus all of that is so intimidating.
As he's back to the Cammy here.
And the skip, come on, man.
Yeah, we're not speedrunners. We do not like skips in this audience. So you see that early throw here. Amnesia right away. Does not like the tail end of that. It's a DP from Mickey. A lot of drive gauge off both of them early. He just has the air threat in this matchup now. That's the difference. Lower ground speed, but you have the access to a pretty dangerous air approach. Wow, what a parry though.
And the drive rush, an appropriate punish.
Yeah, not having the fast drive rush from Mai could be a factor, but instead Mickey looks way more comfortable in this case.
Ooh. Damn! An explosive rebuttal here in game 2 with a perfect to start. The Cammy, pretty damn good.
Yeah, this is clearly the comfort pick, I think, for him. Whiff and no whiff punishes. Kakadu's been good at that so far.
You saw the attempt at possibly trying to breeze by the ghost. You saw that drive rush earlier.
Nice block. Wow.
Damn! Even better hooligan axe kick.
He used a lot of hooligan. Actually, wow, crossbow DP too. It does get him out of the corner though.
Oh, saw the counter hit. Low medium kick. Mickey in hot pursuit. There's a throw. Oh, and the bait on the dive kick. Kakadu tries to get him upon recovery, but just a little bit far off the mark. Mickey 2 rounds straight. That was mad quick.
Yeah, that was a lot tougher for Kakadu there. I think the air approach so threatening, and then also Mickey just walking in and finding these buttons on the ground as well. He's not been whip punished to the same success he had against Mai. Mai's such a popular character, I'm sure Kakadu was more prepped.
A lot more sense. Oh, drivers forward. Mickey trying to probe just a little bit, right? You see some of these crouching medium punches.
Look at how much space Mickey's got, by the way. That's a punishment. Oh, he doesn't get the punish counter confirmed, but Mickey is cornering Kakadu without hitting him. He's just pushing him to the corner with his walk speed and his threat on the screen.
Oh, wow. Tried to bait out a throw, perhaps, or maybe even a low-end button.
Yeah, trying to catch him biting. Wow.
Oh, no!
Neutral jump from Kakadu was excellent there. I love the anti-jump, just TOP8 is so clean. And now portal above, you gotta deal with that. New portal's out. Tries to make it in, and he's too prepared. Lots of drive gauge and meter to work with here. Pierce.
Yeah, that was right on the money.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Didn't even need to spend any super on that, so big win for Kakadu as he has level 2 here. Which is a threat to your drive gauge.
Yeah!
Tons of damage too. Look at this. Corner push on this, forward heavy kick, spike, portal. Lots of options to deal with, and look at the jump back.
Yeah, he just wants to maintain that control, but Mickey still coming in with that dive kick now with a forward throw. Drive rush on in, back medium punch, followed by a plethora of different buttons. Kakadu has not found a way out just yet. Punish counter, he drew the throw, drive rush on in there. Real menacing too, as Cammy is now in burnout. Mickey, how do you fight out of the corner? Oh, there's no shot. There's absolutely no shot. Kakadu, he was just waiting for you. Drive impact, level 3, that's all he wrote. Game 2.
Kakadu, 2-1 lead in the set, just like that. So much control in mid-range too, and you know, Mickey kind of ran over him before, but the minute it slowed down again, Kakadu just too comfortable. I think at the pace of the match, if you can't wrestle it away from him, he's too tough to beat.
What are you supposed to do as Mickey, right? You've already tried so many different spaces to try to intimidate Kakadu. Now a lot more active with the buttons. You see it from the side of Kakadu.
I like the drive rush too. Clearly Kakadu thinking about the air and whip punishes, so Mickey trying a new approach with the drive rush.
Already cycling through so many options. Roundhouse coming back and forth now from the side of Mickey. That is an excellent punish against the Ghost.
Perfect parry and then drive rush. Mickey like good catch as well. Counter hit. Easy ender.
Crouching heavy punch. Cross cuts. Making Kakadu pay the toll. Nullifying the hooligan. Oh, we got the dive kick. And also the big throw bait. Let me see the rest of it.
Level 1. That's the kill. Mickey, excellent stuff there to recognize the situation and know that he can get the kill with that optimized combo route.
Bring the fight right back to him.
Yeah, Kakadu, when he gets in trouble, that's where you can make it count, right? You make it scrambly, you make it weird. You don't want him to just sit there and play the game kind of grounded and controlled.
Sure.
So I like that Mickey's trying to scramble with late dot kicks, weirder looks, try to make him uncomfortable.
Ooh, and he was ready for that. How often do you see that roundhouse get whip punished?
Yeah, with a heavy too as well. Slow button. Now, oh, I love that. Try to put the brakes on the drive rush. Catch Mickey checking.
Talking about that control being shown off by Kakadu yet again. That was so tricky to the standing medium. It's going to tantalize Mickey a little bit, but now he's in control yet again. Match point here in Lucha's final. And with a perfect?
Can Kakadu get his shot at revenge against Mena after that dominant winner side performance? Can he end the dream here?
Uh-oh.
Mickey with the approach. Portal's off screen, no longer a threat.
Sitting back and waiting a little bit. Lucha jump medium, trying to test the waters with low medium kick as well. Ooh.
Nice buffer too. He's ready with the medium kick. Intercept portal above. Walks in for the throw, knowing the parry is coming.
Smart.
He's gonna burn him out here. This is a bad spot. He's gotta try to parry. Doesn't go for it. Instead, he gets hit. Portal's up for the extension here. Burns should be the kill. He's got level 1 at the end of this for Kakadu. No, he doesn't go for it, but Chip is a factor too. How do you get out of this if you're Mickey? And the answer is you can't, as Kakadu ends the run of our incredible young player here. Las Vegas, can everybody here make some noise for Mickey with the 3rd place finish here at Evolution?
The dream's definitely not over yet for Mickey. I'll tell you what, there's so much potential to go in the rest of the CPT. Mickey with an explosive debut here at Evolution. The crowd on their feet for this young man, absolutely well deserved.
And I've got great news for everybody at home. If you're a Mickey fan, you will be seeing him at Capcom Cup. He's also qualified with this 3rd place finish. So even if it's a long flight home, he's got a pretty important event to look forward to early next year. As we get our rematch in our grand finals between these two. We're going to get a look at the replays between them and see the control that Kakadu had here. Really just so difficult to get in on. And this is the opposite of the Mena set, where Mena had so much confidence, so much space. So we give a round of applause for Mickey coming off the stage, everybody at home.
Even in the chat, yo. Give it up for Mickey. Talking about it again. Even Mena ID stopped him and dapped him up. He wanted to give him a couple of words as well to get ready for his matchup. But looking at the replay at hand, you were talking about the amount of control. There was so much more confidence, so much at play from Kakadu to kind of present that puzzle towards Mickey, right?
Right. And that's the problem. That's the thing you're dealing with here, is that Kakadu, when he's in control, control is so tough to deal with. He makes world-class players stumble and fall trying to make their way in, but it was the opposite that we saw earlier from Mena, where he was just in so much control. So excellent stuff from him. Of course, these replays were presented by PlayStation Tournaments. Thanks to them helping make this whole thing happen and give us a look at the matches. And now we have our grand finals, a repeat of the winners finals of our tournament, a repeat of the grand finals of EVO Japan, and we'll see if Kakadu can finally get his revenge.
Man, take a deep breath and take a look at this bracket, right? Did any of you expect it to be the way that it's laid out before you?
And that deep run from Mickey looking really impressive in this, and Mena just beating up everybody on the way here. Phenom beating Kakadu 3-0, and now being the man to beat to put, I think, you know, one of the stamps on his sort of fighting game passport here he's been looking for a long time, which is an EVO Vegas win. And I think with a win here, maybe undoubtedly the best Street Fighter player of this generation, maybe ever, you know, with the decorated trophy case he has of Capcom Cup wins and stuff, with EVO Japan wins and now an EVO win here, this would be a big one.
The pressure is on. He is going to be in the loser's side. He has to win the first to 3, at least in the very beginning, at least to get that reset going against Mena RD, but there's going to be so much adaptation involved here between that set he had in winners finals against Mena RD. However, Mena could bulldoze him, right? He's definitely a man of the people. He's got a lot of heart, he's got a lot of emotion, and rides off that. He's made some pretty impressive reads against Kakadu, hence why we see him coming in from the loser side. We'll see what happens now. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you yet again the grand finals, Kakadu versus Mena RD.
And finally the intro gets to rock for our final set of the evening. Everybody around the world and here in the venue, it's time for Evolution Grand Finals. Kakadu from Japan, Mena by way of the Dominican Republic. And what a block early from him.
Very big call out against Kakadu. Who get the throw? Closing the gap immediately from that Blanca ball. This is the corner pressure that we talked about in the previous time they interacted in the winners finals. Kakadu was not able to escape throw jail.
Yeah, he was really in trouble. The reads on offense from Mena were so good. And his ability to sniff out kind of the weakness on your defense and the weakness of your own offense is something that makes him a world-class player. One of his biggest strengths. Burnout here coming from Mena. He knows it, so he just driver versus right away. Threatening the hop, and what a check.
Oh, and he actually drive rushed right into Mena's hands. A couple of lights, the conversion into, oh my God! He dug his nails right into the suit.
And when you're right, you're right. Mena just knew he had the triple lights into the level 1 just in case. The forward heavy punch afterwards. Mena, there's so much offense here, and you can just feel the pressure is on Kakadu to make something happen. And it's not working so far as Mena, again, that forward medium kick used this whole entire tournament to beat those late reactions. And boy, oh boy, is it amnesia time or not is the question here. Doesn't go for it just yet, and now he's going to beat up his drive gauge, threaten him, and he backs off trying to bait something there. What? The perfect parry, Prince! And the wrong combo again! Oh my, he's right this time. Lots of bar on his side. He doesn't spend any.
The Lightning Beast draining just little by little. He's trying to put up so many projectiles. Is Kakadu to reduce that timer. Drive rush on it in there. Oh no!
And the parry! Yeah. Side swap, goes for the reset, and he catches him swinging just like that. Mena's on the board.
Back-to-back call-outs. Kakadu falling for it. Menardi's gonna be feeling mad confident after that first game.
Gotta slow him down, that's the thing, and he's having so much trouble. The looks, look at that. The looks he gives him are so confusing. It's fake coward crouch, and then the drive rush catches the whip. There's the anti-air from Kakadu. He finds a sliver of control in this match, but he hasn't had much so far.
And it's so expensive now, too. Teleport on in there, try to catch a normal, perhaps. What just happened? He was still within range of the throw. Did he move forward, extend his hurt box?
Yep, exactly. He drive rushed into it. Now Burnout's a threat. And that's that on the drive gauge here. Goes for the throw. Again, it was regular amnesia for Kakadu and the DI. This time he's ready. Portal out. He gets some space, but Mena has a lot of drive gauge to chew through here. This Kakadu's gonna try to survive for a bit here. The ball in. No parry. Not a burnout though.
So intense too. Menardi is looking for any sort of projectile at this range, right? Oh, he contemplated it.
He needs one whip punish, so he can play passive, and that's what he's doing. So Kakadu takes initiative. Mena has so much drive gauge too. That's the thing. It's very, very hard to make this happen without that drive gauge going down. Trying to activate activating the level 2 there.
So imperative that Comentarista does get that level 2, but instead it's the back row punish counter at that.
Gonna burn him out, and now Chip. Kakudu has to avoid the chip. He's gonna try to jump or amnesia the ball, so he's just waiting. Beautiful stuff from Mena. Knows the panic is coming, and he just senses with the right choices. He tells when your fear is there, and he can just make the perfect response.
Breaking down all the defensive options against Kakudu, going for the immediate level 3 right off the bat, leaving at least, what, 45 to 50%, but I'll tell you what, the drive gauge right now, so healthy for Kakudu, drive rushing on in there. The sharp angle, getting denied from that jump in. Comentarista caught it for a little bit. I love that drive rush, getting the command hop past the body. Level 3 is intact. He's gonna punish the hell out of that amnesia. You thought I forgot? Not today. Back medium kick to catch the side switch. Lightning beast engaged. How do you stop this man while you're in burnout? Answer is, you probably can't.
And there it is.
The drive impact. Here comes the fella.
He gets a combo after this as well. He's got more on the table. The up ball. EX for the kill. Comentarista marching dominantly towards an EVO championship here in Vegas. One game is all he needs. And what does Kakudu do? The whip punish works out, but it feels so temporary. There it is. He's ready for the slide.
Opening with a forward throw after that slide. Medium kick, forward medium kick at that. Getting the big opener against Kakudu. Bring him back to the corner. Drive rush on in there. Apply even more pressure. The lightning, the throws. Kakudu, no answers in sight. Trying to jump out. Comentarista is reading him like a book. He's looking at championship point. Comentarista, can he do it?
EVO Japan and EVO Vegas back-to-back championship potentially here for Mena. And Kakudu, no answers. The Capcom Cup champion just looking lost in the light. And he just can't make a right choice here on defense. It feels like Mena just always knows. There's an amnesia that works, but nothing out of it just yet. Okay, the forward heavy kick looks good.
Not too bad, a little bit of damage. Jump back, medium kick. No way! Was that
one hit away.
Rush?
One hit away indeed. Double drive rush. He has the level 3, and Comentarista cannot be denied 2 times here in Japan. And now your Evolution 2025 Street Fighter 6 champion, Comentarista, no end in sight. And that, I think, cements in many people's mind who the answer for the greatest Street Fighter player of all time is. Many people would argue it's the man on the stage, Comentarista.
The eruption, the emotion, the electricity, all well deserved towards Comentarista.
And I gotta say, one of the most dominant EVO performances I have ever seen.
3-0 yet again. Back-to-back winners finals, grand finals against one of the most challenging contenders we could ever ask for in this season, in multiple seasons.
And look at Kakudu. Think about Kakudu's matches. No one can touch him. Everybody else that Kakudu plays, it looks like they can't play the game, and he fights Mena, and this guy's just different. There's levels to this. There's a difference, right, in how people are, and that just shows you how it is. You see the emotion getting to Mena on the stage. He's had a lot of big wins in his life, but I'm sure this is one he's been thinking about for a long time. As he gets his EVO Vegas trophy, cementing another on a very decorated trophy case for this guy up on the stage. And still sunk in that chair, of course, is our second place finisher, Kakudu. What an incredible performance from that guy. Capcom Cup champion. You can be the greatest player in the world 6 months ago, and a loss like this is really just so heartbreaking for a player as good as him. It really doesn't feel fair that he loses. That's just how good he is, right? It doesn't feel fair for someone that talented to not be the champion here for an event like this.
There's really a lot to take in when you talk about this specific event, right? When it comes to all the tours that are involved with a multitude of different games, being at the World Championship for EVO is just so much different. And we talked about this with a plethora of different pro players. They're like, yeah, sure, Capcom Cup is cool, SK World Championships are really cool, but EVO is it for a lot of these players. Even for a lot of the spectators, even the commentary, we're like, dude, this is easily the most prestigious tournament in my opinion. Open bracket, a giant minefield going through it. You never know what happens in the top 8, but still seeing that consistency from NRD easily cements him as the best.
Yeah, I cannot think of a lot of EVO performances that look like that in almost any game, right? Like, it's such a dominant performance from him. And wild to think that, this is his first EVO Vegas victory, despite how good he's been at this game. And the thing about him is, at different events, he's up and down and stuff like that. The big stages, he shows up, right? These EVO stages, he's always there as that competitor. And, like, watching that, it's hard to deny. Playing a character that's not that common even with all Blanca as well.
True.
Just, like, showing up and having that kind of performance, it doesn't make much sense. It's just like, this guy is otherworldly. And an incredible competitor. He's so full of fire and still, despite having so many championships for so many years. His first one was 8 years ago, back in 2017, where he won that Capcom Cup. And now, here he is, still winning on this stage and still in the prime of his career.
Yeah, so much to really learn from a guy like MinRD with the caliber as he is as a person, as a player, as a competitor, etc. And also really guiding the way for a lot of the players in the Dominican Republic. This right here is your moment. This right here is your champion. And you got to relish in that moment exactly with him in every single stage that he is a part of. He is blessing our community just by the work ethic he's been putting into each and every one of these games. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, what a performance by him. It's hard to describe how dominant that is for an event like this, right? Especially because so many other players look so talented throughout all this, and they have such a chance. There's so much back and forth. And then it just shows up and has a performance like that, a wild one. So you got to be thinking, going into the rest of the year, I'm curious to see how he does when he travels and all that kind of stuff. I'm curious how it shapes up around Capcom Cup when that's coming up. So incredible performance, of course, from him. Hopefully everybody here enjoyed all the matches so far. We're going to head it up to the stage to crown all of our competitors and our Evolution champion.
Please, everybody, as loud as you possibly can, for your Street Fighter 6 EVO 2025 Top 8 roster. Make some noise for all of these players standing on this stage right now. This does not come easy to stand up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just saw one of the most amazing performances to date in the world of Street Fighter. One more time for your EVO Top 8!
Now, let's get these gentlemen their medals. Please make some noise for 7th place, Angry Bird.
And also in 7th place, the Golden Finger, LaShore.
Now for 5th place, the legendary child, Zhao Hai.
And also in 5th place, Japanese fighting game god, Furo.
And now in 4th place, the Moose is loose, Fina.
And in 3rd place, blow the roof off of this place, ladies and gentlemen, the young guard, Mikey!
And now in 2nd place, Kakeru!
And finally, in 1st place, the first player ever to win EVO Japan and EVO Las Vegas back to back. Some would say the GOAT, Mina RD!
And also Also, don't forget for first, second, and third place, we have the wonderful Nacon sticks going out to all three. Please, gentlemen, when you get those sticks, raise them up high. First, second, and third. Thank you very much, Nicole, for providing some artillery for these players.
Again, before we do get to talk to our champion, this top 8 was just too phenomenal. One more time, turn this place up for your EVO 2025 Street Fighter 6 Top 8!
All right, Mena, I have a few questions for you. All right, first, going into a tournament like this, having the weight of your EVO Japan win on your back, what was your mental state coming to this particular EVO this year?
It's been long enough.
I think that's a fair answer. Give it up. That is a fair answer. It has been long enough for him.
Mena, your legacy at this point, to say that it's solidified would be an understatement. I know how deep your pride goes. Please let the people know exactly what you want them to be looking at when they look at Mena RD, and what message did you send by winning EVO Vegas?
Honestly, that's a great question. But I don't want people to look at what Mena RD did today. I want people to look at what we all did today. Being part of this show, is the biggest privilege of my life. And being able to perform in front of all of you just confirmed to me that we're doing something beautiful. Thank you so much.
By far the answer of a legit, true champion through and through. Mena RD, thank you very much, AT&T, for helping us provide these interviews for these players. But without further ado, we have one more thing to give the champion. Chris Lee, can you please assist us? Can you please assist us, Mr. Lee? Let's go, EVO 2025. This is it, your last chance. Turn this place upside down, inside out, for the Street Fighter 6 EVO champion, Mena RD!
Gentlemen, one more time for your EVO champion. Let's hear it. Mena! Mena! That said, let's send things over to our commentators.
Truly well spoken from our EVO champion, Mena RD. It reminds me of a phrase that I believe Valle might have said earlier, actually a while ago. It's the games that bring us to these events, but it's absolutely the people that make us stay. And I genuinely feel like this right here, it's the evolution of fighting games, hence the name. We wouldn't be here without this exact support, the love, the passion, the energy that goes into our everyday going into fighting games, reaching out to other communities, entering locals, entering events, online, offline. We're all part of one big family, and it is truly, truly something special.
Yeah, and it's everybody who is interested in fighting games, whether you're organizing a local, whether you're just watching from home, enjoying all the action. You know, there's a lot of important people that make these things happen. It's not just the people who run the biggest events in the world, but you're like your homie who gathers you and 6 other people to play some Street Fighter or whatever fighting game you're playing is what really matters. And like that's how all of us get started and end up in a place like this, which is where, you know, we're so, as he mentioned, privileged to be here and get to talk about these games and hang out with all of you at home. Whether you're nice or mean to everybody that you watch, just know that we share a common language, and that language is fighting games.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Again, seeing you all here year after year after year, even for those that have come up and said, yo, this is my very first EVO, I'm glad you actually share that information because, again, I love the fact that you are in this space, and I would love to see you continue on your journey here at EVO, at the FGC. I'm just so excited. I'm not going to pull a James right now. I'm going to hold it back just a little bit. Shout out to my boy, James Chen. I just want to keep it a little light, but from the bottom of our hearts, everybody behind the cameras, production, etc., everybody that put on EVO, thank you.
If you ran a bracket here at EVO, if you played, if you just came to watch, came to support, we appreciate that, of course. And this kind of stuff happens to thankless people all year long. These kinds of events come together. So thanks to all of them for working really hard on this. Thanks to all of you for joining us for this and enjoying this excellent evolution year after year. As always, thanks for tuning in this year, and we hope we get to see you again next time.
All right, guys, so I don't want to get emotional up here or anything, but what I will say is that it's been an absolute honor to stand here in front of all you guys. The FGC absolutely changed my life. Even when people didn't believe in me, you all did. And I believe in all of you guys just the same. This is the most amazing community on this planet. And forever, I will represent the fighting game community. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. It's such an honor and a completely humbling experience, not only just working along these legends, but also putting on a show for each and every one of you, because honestly, without this community, I don't know where I'd be. So thank you guys.
I have to agree. I can't believe when I started watching in 2009 that I would get to stand in front of all of you. Las Vegas turns into something truly special every single year, and it's because of all of you and all the passion and all the love that you bring and the love that you have for this scene, your locals that you bring to Las Vegas and you represent every year. And that makes this truly fantastic. Thank you.
I say this a lot when people come up to me and we do interviews and things like that, and people ask me questions about the FGC, and I say it to people individually, but I think it's important to say it to all you in front of the whole world. This is the most important thing in my life besides my family and my friends. It's you. My family, my friends, the people that I love, but the FGC, EVO, fighting games in general, I've had the best memories of my life standing on a stage like this, playing games like this, being surrounded by people like you, and I will forever be humbled and thank every one of you for supporting not only me, but all of us. I love you all, and I will never be able to say thank you enough for allowing me to be here and also represent this community. You guys are the greats, and I will never leave you. I will always be here. This place is my home, and it is all of our homes. Doesn't matter. This is our home. I love you guys to death.
FGC, FGC, FGC,
Before we go anywhere, do you guys mind hanging out so we can take a picture together? Are you guys cool with that? Can we make this happen? All right, where's Rob at? Where's Rob? We know, where's Rob? Where's Rob? Oh, hold on, he's already back here. Big Robbie's back here. All right, hold on, let's just get set up safely. Safely. There we go, I like this. Yeah, that's right. Yo, Daps while we're getting set up. Daps while we're getting set up.
Yes.
That's why we're getting set up.
All right, crowd time.
Yo, this is almost like a show. Can you guys let me crowd surf on you?
Wait. Joe, we're missing someone.
What happened?
We need Rick.
We need Rick. We need Rick.
What pose we doing? Hold on.
Let's go! All right, now, before we sign off, I need you guys to make noise one more time. I love you, Chris Lee. How many people have been to EVO before? How many people in this room, is this their first EVO? How many people am I seeing next year? You guys are absolutely the best. Thank you for an amazing weekend. I will always remember. Remember, we love you forever. It's because of you that we stand on this stage. We will see you next year. Thank you very much, and good night.
Okay. Hey. Here's how this works. Everybody's favorite Marvel movie gimmick. We have a credits list because a lot of people put this show together and they all deserve a moment in the sun for that. One of which is, how many people in this room ran a bracket this weekend? Thank you. This doesn't happen with all of you. So let's give a moment to everybody who deserves their moment, and then we're going to get to that tradition. Maybe.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Evolution here in 2025.
EVO Las Vegas, EVO 2025.
So excited to be here. Another EVO, another year of greatness, another year of history.
It's going to be insane.
So many games here this weekend.
Competition is only more and more dense every single year.
Warriors from around the world.
Baby, we are here. EVO 2025.
Get some fire games, man. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh my goodness. Almost snatched a feet from the jaws of victory.
Already a barn burner. It's already bracket busted.
No! It is a marvelous Saturday night here at EVO Las Vegas, and what a special weekend it's been. My man put the chef apron on him. He's cooking. And the disrespect! Sonic Fox wins! Under night 2, top 8. I think we got it. Don't drop it! And Defiant wins Evolution 2025.
Marvel versus Capcom 2. Oh! No! That is it. Oh, Cyclops Scott Summers. Just like that. Chaos. World champion.
Guys, can we make some noise for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising Top 8?
What is this? Is this grand finals? What do you mean?
We have Raging Chain and one more behind it. Koji Goku is your EVO 2025 champion. Oh, the brink is gone. And there's the death. I think that's going to be a special streak. And I think we've got a new EVO champion. Casey, what you do? That's right, baby. That's what he's doing.
Once again, we're doing an EVO top 8, guys.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not supposed to work
This guy is crazy, bro.
But he's about to get pulled out, but he is Amade to close out EVO 2025. Goichi is your champion.
EVO 2025. If you're ready for some Tekken 8, make some noise!
Here we go. Only one can be crowned champion.
Sultan, what a damn champion. Arslan Ash takes another evolution.
Welcome, everybody. Of course, we